Kicker, yeah. Spencer, I can tell Spencer can hang. I can tell he's not sensitive. Ben is though.
Oh, another error by the. Oh, that was the Angels. Okay. Cardinals trying to rally.
All right, guys, we're about 30 seconds away from the opening here.
All right, I'll give you the obligatory. Let's go. Hey, Spencer, with all my yesterday, all my cues for you to play audio, were you good with all those? Okay. Oh, okay, good. All right. When I work with Manuch, I never know what the hell.
Keep you on your toes, Jim.
Yeah.
Side adjust.
Hey, everybody, we say good afternoon to you. We're hanging out at Twin Peaks out in Deer Valley. Great crowd is here, and this joint will be jumping tonight with all of the playoff games and Major League Baseball. And then tomorrow, don't forget, Cinco de Mayo is going to be terrific here at Twin Peaks. Yes, it will, Manuch. One of your favorites.
You know what?
Yeah.
We used to go out many years ago.
Yeah.
Just kind of,
Well, you're old.
You go grab the nearest body of clean.
Yeah.
Go get a little takeout, go home, and make some homemade margaritas with some out of beef and bandito Yankee tequila. Make our own homemade stuff.
I got you, pal.
Stay off the streets, whatever. Stay off the streets. But you're right.
They will.
They got the it was just 1 week ago last week. We'll get ready for the draft, the NFL draft. Big thing out here is just all those will be coming here.
Pretty much. You got that right. All right, let's go. Well, we've got a couple of things that are trying to digest today. We start first, however, with the Suns and Nuggets. It will be Game 3 of their Western Conference semifinals, and they will play tomorrow night downtown at the Footprint Center. Manuch, look, we've discussed this in nauseam, and we're still not done.
Seems like it's taking
Ever for this game. I hate that. I like the every other day. Can we just go back to that? Because you get caught up in the flow of the games, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, we gotta wait.
Yeah, they will start extending up back to the every other day, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Right.
They'll be on that formula. Yeah, I don't know why they do the 1-2 games at the semi, maybe just to kind of regroup, take care of it, pull joints that might be out there, anything in particular. But I think the one thing that Monty Williams suggests is very adamant is that campaign will start.
Yes, he will.
And that Terrence Ross and TJ Warren will see a significant amount of more time.
I was shocked that he said that. I was shocked that he said that he put it in those terms. I thought he would probably just say, I'm going to get minutes for him. But he pretty much came out and said, hey, they're going to be on the floor. It's not like they're going to do cleanup action for 2 minutes. They're going to be in.
Well, I think he's being forced.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Good point.
I mean, there's shooters, there's scorers,
there's a
difference. But at least these guys are within realm of making shots. Here's Ross. He can get hot. You know, 13 to 15. TJ Warren helped out rebounding. He can run the floor for you up and down. Yeah, I'm like TJ. I thought the significant amount of time in tomorrow's game is definitely one thing that stood out to me.
Well, to answer your question about why it's taking so long, it's because Game 7 of the Warriors-Kings was on Sunday. If you remember, the Nuggets-Suns series started on Saturday.
That is
So
correct.
that's why they're trying to realign it so that every night they can get 2 games for TV purposes.
Yeah, there was just one game last night.
And just coincidentally, for the sake of the Suns, helped out in reference to CP3, get the treatment, complex-day treatment. Maybe instead of missing the entire series, if the Suns can force the 7th game, maybe it is healthy when he comes back. But here's the thing, and Jackson tried to understand anything. If you've got groin injury, are you ever really going to be healthy until the off season?
No.
When you go 2-3 weeks, it might take 3 to 4 weeks. When you think about what Devin Booker with his hamstring,
Right.
some of the groin injuries some of these guys have had, they might miss 2 weeks just to make sure they're right. And then on top of that, it's some confidence of going laterally or pushing off and floating and not being hesitant to do that. And so I think for all intents and purposes, I know what, unless it's game 7, I'd love to see CP3 come back before that, but I don't see him coming back before that. So hopefully the Suns can be served at least these 2 games tomorrow night and on Sunday to try to get him back in.
He's such a big ball handler, too. I think that's the biggest thing is Chris Paul pushes on that right leg in between or behind the back, and when he wants to go from the left side to the right side to set up his shot, I mean, football is one thing that for a receiver, your break, your in routes, your curl routes, and stuff like that. But for a basketball player, you're using that every single possession, every play.
And that brings us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your question of the day. That too, for a free quote, repair or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching #6roofing. And here's the question. How confident are you the Suns will win Game 3 tomorrow night? How confident are you? Here are your options. 1, very confident. 2, somewhat confident. 3, not confident at all. I've selected number 2. I am somewhat confident just because they are back on the home court and it'll be nuts in the footprint of the.
I'm very confident because this is a must-win.
How did I know that?
All hands on deck. It's on there. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. And I'm just like, look, I'm confident they're going to take care of business. They get campaigns that have to kind of fill it out. Reference to that, Terrence Ross, back and getting some more reduction out of one behind the game. I feel very confident this team can take care of business.
So, Manuch, if you do feel confident, you can bet right now on Sportsbook. Suns are plus 360 to win the series. The Nuggets are minus 460. So if you feel confident, Manuch, maybe throw a little dough on that. You can win. You could triple your money.
So basically, if I feel foggy, you know, to kind of tell
That's what he's telling
I think the Suns are favored by minus 3.5. So all the line guys, I feel very confident as well by giving the Suns that spread minus 3.5, which basically is a bucket, kind of like a pick'em,
Pretty much.
like football. At this point.
It's home court advantage
Yeah,
is what it is.
It's 1 3-point shot away.
There is also news off the court which concerns the Suns and also includes the Phoenix Mercury. Diamond Sports has filed a lawsuit against the Suns and Mercury. The owner of Valley Sports Arizona, they have obviously they cut a deal, meaning the Suns with Gray Television, to carry their games over the air beginning next year. Manuch, you're much more of a legalese guy than I am. Can you kind of explain this a little bit?
Well, what they're saying is, even though we're under reorganization, we still have guilty. And we'll catch up with Rick Cole, the sports professor, and we'll dive into this more so at 1:30. Basically said, look, we haven't filed for Chapter 7, which means total resolve. We expect you, your other guys, getting Suns, to basically that they're going to Diamondback to adhere to that contract, even though we're reorganizing that. But here you have the Diamondbacks saying, hey, look, here's a scenario. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we take care of ourselves. If you think of, we look at the Suns next year, they'll be on channel.
Right?
That's going to happen. Yep. Reference to the Diamondbacks and where they're going to go and how they're going to go. I mean, I have no hard feelings. They're going to take care of themselves. And Roc and Manuch said, yeah, until that time, if people aren't going to get paid, they will go and step in.
Suns owner Matt Ishbia responding, he said that they are not surprised by the lawsuit, but it won't stop them from making games available to as many fans as possible. So he's saying, that's what you said, they are going to continue with that over-the-air problem.
Exactly. We talked about last week, Channel 3, Channel 5,
right,
for the Suns. Now, when we talked about the Diamondbacks, we wondered if those suits happen there yet. And what are the Diamondbacks going to do? I think their contract's over, if not next year, the following year. But basically, Diamond's coming back and saying, well, wait a second, they're just reorganized. Right. We're not going away. They should be saying, I got to take care of it. And Devil May Care, whatever the lawsuit is, we'll take a look at that, and they'll work it out from there. When you look at this, okay, there's got to be some suitors out there to buy Valley/Diamond Sports and to see what they can do. And then if somebody doesn't buy them under the reorg, yes, they do. If they, or if they totally reorg, you come back with your packages to see at that point, say, okay, guys, we got this. We can make everybody whole and move forward. I don't know if we can, because there was 4 Major League Baseball teams.
that is correct.
Cincinnati's had out the hole that they're trying to work with as well on the baseball side. But Matt Ishbia in the Sun, he's going.
Oh, he's proactive.
I'm sure he's consulted his attorneys and said, look, guys, we got this contract, but they're in Chapter 11, and we got to take care of us. We got to make sure we have a platform. Channel 3, Channel 5, make sure our games are on.
I'm with you 100%. And look, I like what Ishbia has done here, taking the bull by the horns and pretty much saying, okay, if you guys are going to be struggling, we don't want to deal with any of that. We're going to take our product elsewhere. That's exactly what he has and is attempting to do. And of course, it'll be the only people that win in lawsuits are the attorneys. Because they make a fortune when it comes to things like this. It's amazing how that happens. No baseball today. It is an off day for the D-backs, but they will be back in action tomorrow. In fact, they will begin a 10-game homestand. Pretty good stuff.
They do the Nationals coming in.
Right.
Right from the get-go, 10 games.
Yeah.
Yourself settled in, hunkered down, a little home cooking. Merrill Kelly taking the 12th tomorrow, and just 1.5 outs. Dodgers seem to be catching fire. That's okay. When you're home, take care of that home field advantage. And,
Do they have a home field advantage?
You hope that they start to establish that.
Okay.
But I think that with this team and the way that they started, I think that needs to become a tradition from that standpoint. And then I got to tell you what, we'll get into this in the next segment. Christian Walker starting to catch fire. Hit the 2 games yesterday.
Yep.
Had a walk RBI. And he's above Mendoza line now.
That's room for celebration. Anytime you get above 200 with him.
He's about a goose and a 40. He's about 225 right now. But that's the power you need. This Diamondbacks group have some pop to back. And it looks pretty good that they put a touchdown less than 2 extra points on the Rangers.
And tomorrow, by the way, it's going to be a madhouse downtown. Suns game and also the Diamondbacks as well. And Cinco de Mayo. Coming up, it's our Valley Chevy Dealer Sounds of the Night. We are going to just take a quick break. We'll come right back. We're here at the brand new Deer Valley location of Twin Peaks with a great crowd already on hand. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 19.
I'm curious to see if the Diamondbacks do all that.
Yeah.
We got to go for it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I understand his reasoning.
Well, yeah, he got it. He's moving on, man. All right.
Yeah.
And he expected it, but like I said, that's what attorney said. Go for it.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee and his wife had a baby girl last night.
Oh, great. Glad to hear that.
It's crazy. Their first 2 attempts, they lost him before.
Yeah, I know.
So
Hey, my mom had 5 miscarriages before I married her.
wow.
She was 45.
I can't even
when I was
imagine.
born. Yep.
It's like that. Like 1 is crazy. 2, and then it's like 3. Like, what? I can't believe. Like, what's your mindset after?
Yeah, I know. Well, she didn't think she would get pregnant again, and then out of nowhere, boom, there I was.
Wow.
Boom, there it is.
I can search over those liners. We're going to go back to back with
what? Hey, Jalen Brown. Where are you? I'm on the line. Oh, you're talking down here with the Angels, Cardinals. Yeah, I see him right here. Jake Lamb and Mike Truck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Manuch, I'm looking at it. I looked at it earlier.
You did? Why you
Jeez
asking?
Louise.
Why you asking?
Because you're like, I'm looking at something else. And
I'm not.
and
I
you
told
just start
I told
off.
Jimmy to be my wingman for our server.
Damn straight.
You can too. She walked up and Jimmy was like, "Wow, I love." Yeah. Oh my god.
I just
She
heard-
said she remembers that she used to work at Tempe.
Yeah.
I felt bad I didn't remember.
Yeah, I remember her. She was really,
Hey,
really
you need a horse of water. Can't make it drink.
That's
so,
it.
you know.
Milan's here too. She came up earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, she's like, "I'm not working with you guys today." I'm like, "We scared you off or what?" Sarah. Woo.
But you still tag team this at the end here.
Yeah.
Hey, Smith, make sure you give us a 3, 2, 1, okay? Barely. Just visualize. Yeah. We got these reads we got to get in.
Welcome back, everybody. We are sequestered nicely here in Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. Big crowd already on hand, enjoying refreshments and some terrific food, as are we while we are broadcasting the show. But did you like my hat? I felt like a Beatles game today. I figured if Rock, when he gets here, he's going to look at my hat. He's going to like throw up in his mouth.
I'm
He
looking
will.
at that how it is. I'm thinking strawberry fields forever.
There you go.
Right now.
All we need is love is
Yeah.
what it says.
Yeah, just that's it. And I finally looked
Yeah,
at it.
yeah.
Just a little Beatles.
Yeah, a little feel to it.
Yeah, it's just a strawberry great apple.
Yeah.
Strawberry fields, yes.
Oh, it's
Looking fruity there, Jimmy.
What?
You're looking
Oh,
fruity.
Here we go. He is. He's starting to throw bombs like I like to do once in a while. All right, let's get into some of our action. It is, of course, our Valley Chevy Dealer Sounds of the Night. And we're going to begin with the hoop game from last night. Boston dominated Philadelphia. Even though Joel Embiid came back and played in the game, Celtics blew out the Sixers, 121-87. Here's one of the big highlights right here. All right, that was an unbelievable play. Thank you to TNT for the highlight. Horford, and then he passes it off to Jamal Brown, and Jamal goes in and goes to slam, and then Embiid goes up, bad knee and all, and says, that is not happening, not in my house. But it wasn't his house. They were playing in Boston. And still, he makes the big play. In the meantime, Jaylen Brown, aside from getting blocked right at the hoop on that dunk, he goes off for 25. You'll like what you hear right now. All right, that's Jaylen Brown right there. Do you like his mask? Does it look like menacing when he puts that mask on?
It's interesting because he's so used to it now.
Yes.
When you watch him play, I think somewhat claustrophobic. That bad boy on, like when you break your orbital bone,
Yep.
your nose, all that kind of stuff. What you just never listen to that is play Celtic basketball.
There you go.
So if you don't think these guys rely on the past and the legacy of the traditions of Boston Celtic basketball, and you go into Philadelphia and just absolutely just lay the wood in reference to this team, those are some of the things I think you think about from the standpoint of Boston Celtic basketball. And then for Brown, you see them blocking come out the bench with 23.
He went nuts.
Their bench, it was that first quarter. And he was playing, by the way. Amazing how you see the Philadelphia win that first game without him, and he comes back and lo and behold, they smoke.
Well, it was a totally different scenario for one guy who's a left-handed shooter from three who went for 45 points in game one. Harden went off in the game last night. He was awful, man. He was just dreadful from the field.
And you wonder, here these guys, these phenomenal scorers, phenomenal shooters.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about Murray.
Yes,
Denver.
that's it.
He was cold the other night.
Yep.
You got to take advantage of that cold.
Correct.
And Boston, in the garden last night, did take advantage of that to recapture that home court advantage, just to make sure that they kind of set the tone.
There you go.
On their home court to make sure that happens.
Major League Baseball, and look, I'm so happy this guy is back. Bryce Harper is so much fun to watch on the baseball field, and he made a plate appearance last night. He's got a big brace on his arm to protect it. I'll just let the highlight tell you what's going on. Thank you to NBC Sports in Philly. This is Bryce Harper at the plate.
When you think of him, a couple of things. He asked Major League Baseball if he could rearrange his cast or flexible cast.
That brace.
They said no. You got to be ready to the box. We're going to try and do like this. But you look at his last night. He's 3 for 3.
Correct.
So he's back. That DH role. It just goes to show that hasn't really encumbered that elbow whatsoever. And you're right, he's back at it. And even though the Dodgers beat Philadelphia last night, those are some of the things to take a look at. But the commission said, no, get yourself ready. We're not going to have any more Nomar Garcia Parra action. Guys working your gloves, working your cast, whatever. Just get your butt in the box and play baseball.
For those who don't remember, Noma would take 20 seconds to set himself outside the box. And then once he got into the box, it was another 10 seconds before he was ready. And that was at every pitch he would walk out of the box and do that. That's the reference that Manuch is discussing.
That was so frustrating.
Oh, man.
If I'm up on the country, what?
Yeah, come on, let's play. Yeah.
Get a new pair if you have to. but anyway, you look at the price coming back.
Yeah.
They know they lost him at 6. Looks like he's going to hit 429 yesterday. Hell, he might just keep that bad boy on all the time and just hit with that because you're not superstitious.
Oh, always.
It could be totally Hill.
Yeah.
But he's playing with that pass.
I call it some sort of brace.
Yes.
Yeah, that would work. All right. The Yankees have everybody hurt. I mean, everybody's hurt. But they are been struggling like crazy. They really have. And finally, they are now a little bit trying to turn it around. And this is what happened yesterday when they beat the Cleveland Guardians, and they did it in extra innings. Here it is. And thank you to Yes Network for that. Jose Trevino with the winning base hit right there. And he was a pinch hitter when he came up at that time.
You know what's interesting in that got released by Sanchez the other day. Basically, there's several people picking him up. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Think about that. Where this kid was a phenomenal catcher. Hitting bombs over and over again, and then injuries have been before in the last couple of years. He's out of baseball right now.
Yeah.
But There are a lot of teams out there looking for this power play impact, maybe it's the
Manuch, what's going on with your favorite baseball team, the St. Louis Cardinals? Boy, they are sucking on one.
You haven't even got that first year. You talk about fading like tissue paper in a rainstorm.
That would be
They
you.
are hitting
Yep.
And how often is the your fan? Boo from home.
All right, so they were playing the Angels, and that game right now is in progress. As Manuch mentioned, they are losing again to the Angels. But last night, this was one of the incidents that took place. It's back-to-back jacks, Jake Lamb and Mike Trout.
Hit home run, and it's 4-4 here in the top of the ninth. Now Trout hits one deep to left. This one might go back near the wall. O'Neal, and it's gone. Mike Trout has given the Angels the lead. 2 home runs in the top of the ninth, and the Angels have stormed back to take a 5-4 lead in St. Louis.
How great does Mike Trout feel on that swing?
And thank you to Bally's for that. I'm sorry, Manuch. They're just getting bombed.
They go on to win 6-4. The Cardinals, I look at the standings, they are 10 games out, and it's not even Cinco de Mayo yet. I mean, my goodness. But Jimmy, I'm going to ask you, you've been a baseball aficionado for years, broadcast. When's the last time you've ever heard a St. Louis Cardinals fan them boo the home team? I don't think I've ever heard that being a Cardinals fan for my entire life. Going back to the Bob Gibson era and Kurt Flood and Lou Brock.
I've done games there. I've never heard fans in that city boo their team. I mean, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, Sounds of the Night. There you go. Presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. And the Sounds of the Night brought to you by the Chevy dealers, your Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Just head to valleychevy.com. In the meantime, what we want to tell you about this, because this is big, and I do mean big. It's a 75-inch smart TV. Would you like to win one? Well, you can. All you have to do is go to Valley Chevy dealers. Just text Chevy to 59925. Just text Chevy to 59925. Enter once a day. Standard message rates do indeed apply. We have more details on this contest at rockandmanuch.com, but you'll be in the running for a new 75-inch smart TV. Just text Chevy to 59925. And speaking of Chevys, well, you can spring into impressive power with that 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the new 2022-23 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. Just go to your Valley Chevy dealers today. All right, coming up, we're going to look at the business side of sports because the sports professor is indeed going to join us. It's Rick Horrow. He's up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending? You guys are clear? Sports 910 Phoenix.
Alabama transfer guard Jaden Bradley has been added to the Arizona men's hoops roster. It'll be one more day for the Suns to wait to take the Footprint Center court against the Nuggets as they look to get on the board to avoid slipping into an 0-3 series hole in Game 3. Chris Paul will be out of action. The Diamondbacks are off after splitting their 2-game series with the Rangers. They'll take on the Nationals at home tomorrow. The Mercury's preseason will begin a day early with their road contest versus the Storm, getting moved from May 9th to May 8th due to Game 3 of the Kraken and Stars Stanley Cup playoff series taking place in Seattle. I'm Frank Harity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction, like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
It's the wind down in sparkling water. It's the zone out at the spa. The stunning sunsets at dinner. It's the escape you crave, and it's closer than you think. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation package, starting at $139 a night with no resort fee for Arizona residents, exclusive spa specials, and $25 in free slot play. Plus, enjoy great deals inside the Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, and more. Summer Playcation, May 8th to September 15th at Talking Stick Resort. Turn it on.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/. or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Rick Coro was not answering his phone. I called him twice and it just rang to his voicemail. I told you about how your nose is the body's. So we'll just come back with the bumper and then the Twin Peaks liner, and then I'll try him again.
The neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver. Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews.
Okay, he just called in. He's on the phone.
Natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you.
Manuch, just double checking. We are not playing Rick Coro's Open, correct?
Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Style runs in the family. Athleticism runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Learn more at MBUSA.com or test drive one at your local dealer. Style runs in the family. Athleticism runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUV.
You guys are hot?
To watch the playoff games, whether it's the NBA or the NHL, and of course, Major League Baseball. And that brings us to our next guest. He's a man who always has a plan. It is the sports professor, Rick Coro, as he joins us. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Rick, it's Jimmy B. and Manuch. Welcome to the show as always, pal. How are you?
Where's the goddamn walk-up music? I need remember the walk-up? Where's the walk-up music?
Well,
well,
we apologize. Every once in a while, somebody forgets to feed the hamsters in the morning. And sometimes it just doesn't fire off because they get a little stubborn if they're not fed on time.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there. We apologize for that.
And all right, well, apology accepted. What peak are you at?
We're at the Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. It's a brand new one. They opened up about a month ago. We've got to get you up here for sure.
A new peak.
New
peaks, yeah, man. Yeah, it's perfect for you.
I'm going to go to all 10 peaks before the end of the fall. We're going to go to one. I'll come in one day. We'll play golf and we'll go to 10. We'll go to 10 peaks.
I'm glad. I'm glad that K-State math is paying off for you there, Rick.
That works perfect.
Listen, I got to tell you, all I did last week was I was at that Division I. Manuch would know the athletic department directors of all the Power Five.
Yes.
In Dallas, and it's a good organization because they're worried about how to protect themselves against all of the stuff that's going on in college sports. And the AD at K-State's a really good guy, and all we did was talk about Skylar Thompson. I mean, why would we talk about Skylar Thompson all the time? I mean, come on, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's enough. That's enough of that. Although he's the first Dolphin to start a playoff game in like years, but that was because of extenuating circumstances. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. I was there, and now I'm in Dallas again. I'm going to the Stars Kraken game tonight, which will be a lot of fun. Yeah, that'll be. I'm dressed. I'm got to get some greens to dress with.
And I got to tell you, Rick, it seems as though does the NIL dealing or lack thereof, does that dominate that kind of a form, if you will? And are they trying to resolve it or enhance it or buy into it? What's kind of the resolve after those kind of meetings?
I guess in order of priority is the how good will Charlie Baker be running the NCAA, because he was there and everybody was kind of sucking up to him. NIL, where's that going? Transfer portal, what does that mean? And gambling under 21, what happens with the legislation that's proposed that's going to affect some of that? And then where do you go get a steak dinner and a lot of drinking after the conference? In that order.
That's the
important Maybe in a different order.
Yeah.
Where does the 12-team playoff fit in that order in reference to that?
No, that's in there. That's in there too. But let's remember, it's a certainty, and everybody's kind of dealing with it. And they were waiting for the specific schedule to come out. A year ago that dominated, but now it's not if, but when. And it's a big deal. But now you see the schedule, so they're starting, I guess, that first one on a Thursday night. So it's going to be basically, if you're a long overdue hungover football fan, you're watching this stuff from mid-December on that Thursday, all the way through NFL wildcard weekend. That's going to be huge.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. All right, let's go locally here, because Diamond Sports, which is the owner of the Bally's Regional Sports Networks, they have filed a lawsuit against the Phoenix Suns and Mercury to try to block the games being transferred to local television here in town for next season, which are Channel 5 and Channel 3. Suns owner Matt Ishbia said that he's not surprised by the lawsuit, but they are going to continue on with what they have put together. Can you please kind of break through the legalese? What is going to happen here, or is it just going to get tied up in court?
Well, it's tied up in anticipated lawsuits in court, if that's not double talk, because you telegraph the bankruptcy, you're going to continue to operate, and then when you do, then you have an opportunity under bankruptcy to kind of pick and choose what deals you want to restructure and not, and then the lawsuits are usually a response to begin the next layer of negotiation. That's not double talk, but that's as easy as it gets, because then what happens is that the Suns and Mercury and the television entities will then try to figure out, especially within Bally's, whether or not they can negotiate and come to terms or not. And the deal then will include the restructured Bally's, or it may just include going, to the local TV stations altogether.
And being on the other side of that, Rick, dealing with developers when I was in commercial real estate who filed Chapter 11, sometimes, hey, I took the 30 to 40 cents on the dollar for my commissions owed. All that being said, if a new buyer comes in when they try to reorg, if they can't reorg, does Ishbia go to the new buyer that takes everything over, or does he just move on with whomever buys it, or whether they reorg?
Well, that's why this is tricky, because under a reorganization, you've got to honor certain debts, and then you can prioritize others. And it's really kind of a poker game as to which ones could get paid, which ones don't. And you take your chance that like you said, 30 cents on a dollar. You want to get the money now and be certain about it, or do you want to hold out for larger amount, risking not getting any? So it's not over. yet. And that's why this whole thing, jousting for next season, at least the good thing is, it gets tied up in court and lawyers have a way of really drawing this stuff out. But you got some time to figure it out, too.
Rick Horrow is our guest, the sports professor. You can find him on Twitter at Rick Horrow. All right, let's switch gears. Let's go to the ponies. Big race day this weekend at the Kentucky Derby. And I'll get into the betting aspects of it and the money aspect of it in a moment. But, Rick, 4 horses have died in the last week and a half at the Kentucky Derby, at Churchill Downs. I don't remember something like this happening, at least in the last few years, and that was shocking.
We're all hoping that it's just a coincidence. It's not a byproduct of malfeasance, to be honest about it, because that would be a terrible thing. And it is also unfortunate that the whole industry
3 minutes
to answering those kinds of questions, because this is racing's moment in the sun. They have 3 weeks at least, kind of guaranteed. This week, and then 2 weeks after, whoever wins the Derby, to see if they have a shot at the Triple Crown. And maybe it's a little higher this year because of 50 years in Secretariat. But yet, after that, if the same horse that wins the Derby, doesn't win the Preakness, then the excitement goes away for a year. And you just kind of hope that this is resolved without the negative overtones about it. You ask a really good question, and of course, I don't know the answer, but it would be great if there is some opportunity to clear all of this before the race.
And you talk about economic impact at Louisville there, Rick. What kind of numbers are we looking at as far as actual people there and people outside the park as well, too, when you look to break it all down economic-wise?
Yeah, 150,000 at least, probably more, in the infield.
2 minutes.
It's an amazing, large den of iniquity. I think the only thing that rivals the Kentucky Derby is the Daytona 500 infield. And so, you can really understand what's going on there, and everybody's spending money, and you have the, top layer of people, so to speak, with the parties and the politics and the influence, and then kind of the consumers who just want to be part of the festivities in the infield. I need you guys to advise me, because I've been doing media on this one all week, and my line has been, as I get older, I'm not interested in following or doing anything that you do in less than 2 minutes. And people say, that's Rick, you can't say that because that's a disgusting thing. Don't even begin to say. So what do you think? Do you think I can say that on the air?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I know you'll still throw a few shekels down on one of the favorite horses. Hey, real quick, we got about a minute.
1 minute.
Real quick. When the horses win, how do you market them? How does the owner make money off of their victories? I mean, they can't speak. They can't promote commercials. How are they capturing that market value when they win these large races?
Stud fees. There's a whole development process around the sale of thoroughbred races based on performance. And so we don't have a long time, and I can't, it's a free market. Yeah. So obviously these horses are very, very, very valuable, and even more so than before. And if the case of Vinny Viola's horse, you put skates on him because, he's the Panthers owner. And I will say this, you realize that the Panthers were scheduled to play on Saturday, game 3 in Florida. Guess what? The game's moved to Sunday.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's the Kentucky Derby on Saturday, and Viola's horse is running. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and next time you come on, we'll make sure those hamsters are running as well, too, and we'll make sure we get that walk-up music. We sincerely apologize. Spencer's our rookie board op. He forgot to feed him this morning as part of his responsibilities, but we'll take care of that next week.
Not a problem. So tell him I've got 7 or 8 more peaks to go before I get to the
That's fair. And I'll just remind you. I'll just remind you, Rick, that 2 minute thing. I am the stud boy. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Boy. No, that you guys could talk about it in the next segment. I'm sure that's great.
No, we won't. No, we won't, Rick. I promise you, we will not talk about that.
You won't.
Yeah,
all right, bye.
Thanks, Rick. See you, pal. There you go. Oh, that was great. Rick Horrow, the sports professor. All right, coming up, it's our random facts of the day, courtesy of your Valley Chevy dealers. It is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Joining us, one of the top
Cardinal receivers ever to play. Frank Sanders, who joins us now on the Right Toyota Guest Line.
It's not a team that we're going to say is ready just to take over the division or win immediately. But the idea is that hopefully you're building in the right direction. And I think we got some pieces that it looks like we're going in the right direction.
This afternoon at 1 on Fox Sports 910 and your free iHeartRadio app.
Next gen, for whatever reason, froze up on me. I went to go play the Twin Peaks sounder, and then for whatever reason, it started playing some random commercial. So I just had to kind of pot everything down and try to regroup.
Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sportsbook.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Hey, sports.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra premium agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn.
Okay, you'll set it up.
Gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the band.
Okay, we'll do.
Official tequila of game day.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
With the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
You hear it now, the lawyer ads, and I'll repeat it in this one. All personal injury attorneys are not the same. Sure, we all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country, and we've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results after you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
2 NBA insiders podcasting twice a week to plug you right into the NBA grapevine.
All happening in only one place. This League Uncut, the new NBA podcast with me, Chris Haynes,
and me, Mark Stein.
Join us as we team up to expound on everything we're covering, hearing, and chasing.
Listen to This League Uncut with Chris Haynes and Mark Stein
on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
I can. Do you want me to put that in there?
Macy's one-day sale starts tomorrow with deals of the day on gifts mom will love, like fine jewelry selections to make her day sparkle, 35 to 70% off. Shoes, handbags, and more spring accessories, 30 to 50% off. And summer-ready dresses for any occasion, $49.99 to $99.99. Plus, get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Did you know that Troy Aikman in only 6 years has passed for 16,303 yards? Did you know the career record for most hits is 4,256 by Pete Rose, who is not in the Hall of Fame?
Do you know that my next door neighbor has 3 rabbits?
Now time for Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch.
You guys are hot.
To give you the random facts of the day driven by your Valley Chevy dealers. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. For a dealer near you, head to valleychevy.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out today at Deer Valley, and we are at the brand new Twin Peaks. It is monstrous, and it is crowded already at this hour for lunch, and they expect a big crowd again tonight. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, and Major League Baseball games as well. Time now for the random fact of the day. It is presented by your Valley Chevy dealer.
55 years ago, Jimmy, in 1968, the Big Mac debuted at Mickey D's. I remember going to McDonald's when they first opened up, in the early mid-60s, right in there, and he's like, well, get a burger, get an ice cream cone, get a shake. That you were set. That was it. That was drive-through. You could go get a burger. But you think about that, 55 years ago, the Big Mac debuted to make those things happen. 53 years ago, very, very sad day, 1970 at Kent State University in Ohio. National Guardsmen opened fire on anti-war protesters, killing 4 students and wounding 9 others. Neil Young was inspired to write Ohio about the shooting. Now, Ohio is on the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young album, so far. And Spence, if you can indulge us with a little sound there of Oh How. Turn that up a little bit, bud. Great opening riff.
Yeah, it is. All right, sing it, boys.
Tin soldiers and Nixon coming, we're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming, Fort Dead in Ohio. Gotta get down.
Well, what a great song that was. Probably one of the more politically motivated songs, I think, Jimmy.
I agree with that.
In that era, you think of the late 60s with the Vietnam War protests and this particular protest. And for this to happen, I think I was in 8th grade when this all came down. We just couldn't understand it. You remember this as if it was yesterday.
Oh, this was, it's an indelible moment in my memory bank, how they just opened up on college kids. And they were part-time soldiers, National Guardsmen. And obviously that was not what should have been done. We all know that. And I've been to Kent State. I've seen the memorial there that they have for those students. One of the worst days in American history.
Yeah, and then this was it. Just you listen to the words and just it rings true.
Oh yes,
with this album so far. So if you get a chance to download just one of the great songs of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, that kind of lays out the entire day. And to this day, it's I still feel a national tragedy on May 4th, 53 years ago. All right, 2009, the Dodgers defeated Arizona 7-2 for their 11th straight home victory, setting a National League record for most consecutive wins at home to start a season. Manny Ramirez, remember that name? Homers and drives in 3 runs, while Eric Stoltz picks up the win. Arizona pulls off the second triple play in franchise history, the second, but to no avail as they still lose that game 7-2. When you think about the Dodgers, Big Al,
yeah,
one of my favorites.
Bad Albert,
one of the great St. Louis Cardinals, moved on to the Angels. You big traitor. 2018.
Hey, he finished his career there.
He sure did, and it paid off in the playoff game too.
Did, yes.
In 2018, for the Angels, becomes a 32nd member of 3,000 hit club with the 5th inning single off Mike Leake of the Mariners. Pujols is the 4th player to combine 3,000 hits, 600 homers after Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and one A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. And I got to tell you what, when the Cardinals came through, and I watched Big Al, not Fat Albert. He'll knock you out of here, as you said, Jimmy. They call him Big Al in St. Louis. He was against Randy Johnson.
Yes.
Everybody was swing, miss. This young kid comes up, line drive, base hit, double, dinger. I think he was the only guy hitting that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, an 85-mile-an-hour slider off Randy Johnson. At that point, you went, man, this kid is special.
Yep.
Just watch him in the box. Hate to tell you this for all those folks that are looking to lose weight. Jenny Craig shutting down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, reportedly told employees that they're shutting down operations after 40 years in business.
Wow.
Yeah, it was launched in 1983 in Australia, came to the U.S. in 1985, became one of the world's largest weight loss companies. 10 years ago, they had more than 4,000 employees working basically in 700 locations. When you stop and think about Jenny Craig, that was it. I think of the Dan Marinos that were promoting it, Charles Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
3 minutes.
I mean, it was on and on and on, and you think, what the hell happened? I mean, you got the fasting diets, you got the Jenny Craig diet. I mean, they basically gave you 3 squares a day.
Right.
But it looks as though they're going to pretty much shut it down. And on this day, way back, 1920, one player has ever died from injury that they got during a Major League Baseball game. Ray Chapman of the Cleveland Indians, called the Indians then, not the Guardians, was hit in the head with a pitch in 1920 and died 12 hours later. That is the only known death of anybody in Major League Baseball. The only death that we've had in football was David Hughes with the Detroit Lions, who had a heart attack on the field.
Right.
It's going back to, I think, 1968, 1970.
Right in there, yeah.
In that area. So those are pretty much our Chevy dealer random facts of the day there, Jimmy.
All right. We want you to spring into a new adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. That's right. Jump into that impressive 2023
2 minutes.
Silverado. 1500 LT Turbo Max. And you can take an adventure in the 2022-23 Chevy Blazer or the Chevy Trailblazer and the Equinox. You can all see it at your Chevy dealers. And don't forget, for current truck offers and SUV offers and crossovers, just go to yourchevydealers.com. And how would you like to win a new 70-inch smart TV? Who would? All right, here's all you have to do. It's all presented by the Valley Chevy dealers. Just text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925. Enter right now. Standard message rate supply. You can enter once a day. For more information on having a chance to win this monstrous TV, you can always find more info at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, text Chevy to 59925.
1 minute.
And good luck to everybody. Hey, you're listening to Fox Sports 910 right now. And when you do listen during weekdays at 9, 10, 11, noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, well, get ready for the nationwide $1,000 keyword. Your chance is coming up as we're getting close to that 2 o'clock hour. Once again, the nationwide $1,000 keyword. All right, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here, hanging out at Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. Coming up, if we're going to talk to handicapper Scott Spreitzer of Doc Sports. And also, one of the Twin Peaks girls is going to join us as we get ready to have you as a caller.
10 seconds.
$25 man card. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Open your app and search the station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'd rather ride a bike with my kids
Faster!
than ride in an ambulance.
I'd rather have a catch with my dog Curtis than catch pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like heart disease, asthma, or diabetes, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20 pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Learn more at Prevnar20.com. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The Lazy Boy 37-hour sale this Friday to Monday at all Arizona Lazy Boy locations.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
A little over 24 hours to go for the Suns before they take the Footprint Center court again against the Nuggets as they attempt to avoid slipping into a 3-0 series hole for Game 3. Chris Paul will not play. The Diamondbacks have the day off after yesterday's victory against the Rangers. That earned a split in their brief 2-game set. Play resumes at Chase Field tomorrow against the Nationals. The Mercury's preseason will begin a day early with their road contest versus the Storm, getting moved from May 9th to May 8th due to Game 3 of the Kraken and Stars Stanley Cup Playoff Series taking place in Seattle. Arizona men's sends Alabama transfer guard Jaden Bradley. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, look for temperatures below those seasonal averages, only getting up to about 79 degrees today, but plenty of sunshine. We will be a little bit breezy a little bit later on this afternoon as well. And then for tonight, temperatures dipping down into those upper 50s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
DQ presents the sound of summer calling. Hey, it's me, Summer. You gotta get to DQ for the new Summer Blizzard menu, like new peanut butter puppy chow and the return of s'mores. Okay, see ya. Get it in the app. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better
You guys are hot.
to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. There's a little hoop game that's going to take place tomorrow night, and we've been waiting, it feels like, forever for Game 3.
Let's go already.
I know.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah, but it is going to finally take place. It'll be tomorrow night downtown at the Footprint Center. It is Cinco de Mayo, which means you're going to have the basketball game, and also the Diamondbacks will begin a 10-game homestand, which will begin tomorrow night as well. It's going to be nuts downtown.
Oh, it really is. And unfortunately, the baseball game starts at 6:40. And to that effect, you got the Nats coming in for 3 games.
Right.
You got Miami coming in for 3. And then those vaunted rivalry, the San Francisco Giants, that kind of a rivalry, they'll come in for 4. So to your point there, Jimmy, yeah, a 10-game homestand, maybe a chance for this Diamondbacks team to kind of make up a little bit of ground, if you will. When you take a look at this team, as far as the standings are concerned right now, the darling of that National League West is those Los Angeles Dodgers. Diamondbacks only a game and a half out, followed by the Padres 2 games out, Giants at 5 games out. But don't you know, when you take those interdivisional games on, that's where you make room right there. So, 10 games home, well-deserved before they go on a long road trip.
And we're hanging out right now at Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. You can come join us. We're here until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Also, it's a great spot to watch all of the NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball games, and they will be nuts in here tomorrow night with the Suns, the D-backs, and also Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be a great time.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
They'll be going strong. You know what? And I guess here with 195,000 different TVs all over the place, the Deer Valley, Twin Peaks, with the scenario with the Suns, we talked about a campaign. Looks like he is going to be getting the point guard start. And as Monty said yesterday in his presser, a significant amount of more time for one Terrence Ross and TJ Warren. Where the hell's that been? Now he's kind of forced to make sure that happened. Have we not been bemoaning the fact that where are your shooters or scorers?
Yes.
Why have they been deep down in the bench?
I've been saying that since game 1 of the Clippers game. I'm shocked. Finally, maybe, Monty's starting to listen to our show, which is great for himself and his coaching.
No, he is, Jax. Absolutely.
Has to be.
I think that everybody's been like, hey, Monty, you've been listening to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, man. They've been pushing the fact that they might know more about your guys than you. You got to put some shooters in there, especially when you only get 4 points out of the last, 6 points from your small forward the last 2 games. I'm just curious, number one.
Yeah.
Odds on whether it's Okogie going to start or
Craig.
I would say Craig.
Does it matter?
Well, I think that Craig's probably a better shooter. He's more consistent with threes when he does make them. A little bit of a bigger body. I think that's 6 1/2 dozen in the other. As long as you get a guy like DA to step up and get you more points, and you got to get KD and Book to come out guns a-blazing, they got to be ready to go from the get-go. And they're going to probably play a lot of minutes. It's a must-win game.
Absolutely.
You can't go down 0-3.
No, you cannot.
Or it's game, set, match, unfortunately. So I think that Monty understands with the more scoring, but I'm like you, Jax. Well, where were those guys in the Clippers playoff series?
Never
the quarterfinal.
Never saw.
Now we're in the semis. It's almost like, well, I guess I got to play them. Yeah, you do have to play them. They played a lot toward the end of the season too. So I think those are some of the things I think a lot of fans watching this game tomorrow see how judicious Monty Williams is with the bench, how they use, and how much of a blow KD and D Book are going to get with whomever to put in that lineup.
I got news for you. If this game is tight, those guys don't sit. I'm telling you right now, if they have to play 45, 46 minutes, it is a must win. You have to have your studs on the court.
So let me ask you, because you guys said during the Clippers series and before CP3 got hurt that these two would have to combine for 63. CP3's gone.
Plus, CP3.
How many points do they have to combine for the Suns team to get a win in the series?
We beat this up yesterday pretty hard. Is that you looked at? We're thinking maybe close to 70.
75 maybe?
They may have to. But we're thinking, Jimmy brought this up yesterday, that they may have to get even more out of DA.
Yes.
Got to get 20 to 25. But is that going to take away from whomever?
No.
It doesn't make any difference who they take it away from, as long as they get some of those points back that you're alluding to, Jax, in reference to CP3, and absolutely no points you're getting from your small forward. So if you looked at, you had that small forward getting you 10 to 12 points on average. There's 12 plus the 15. There's your 27. Jimmy and I deducted. We did the K-State math. He broke out his abacus, and we're thinking 30 points have got to be made out from somewhere.
Yes.
Is it Ross? Is it DA? Or is it maybe 10 more points apiece from Durant and D Book to get close to 70? And I'm like you, Jimmy. Hey, it's all out. You got a days. You got Friday. You're not playing against till Sunday. It's all hands on deck, and you play it out if you have to.
I've seen these things before. I mean, when you look at it, and you saw in the championship, or not the championship, but Game 7 with the Warriors and Sacramento, all their top guys, they were all on the court forever. They did not sit.
I think Steph Curry came off the court.
I think he
drink of water for 2 minutes.
I think that was
about it.
I think he played like 45 minutes in that Game 7. You have to play the studs. Otherwise, you're not going to win this game. And Manuch is correct where he says this is a must-win. You cannot go down 0-3.
Steph Curry actually played 38 minutes.
Did he really? Okay.
38 minutes.
Well,
I think part of that, too, they were up by 15.
They were. That's when he
won
got
by
rest.
20.
Yes, that's when they got rest.
But up until the beginning of the fourth quarter, he was
in there.
pretty much wall to wall before he went off.
That is correct.
Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate. CP3 goes down again. We all kind of held our breath and said, okay, at what point is he going to go down? He survived the quarterfinals against the Clippers. He played a lot, was up and down. And in that game, I thought he was playing a good game, the second game in Denver. Missed a couple of elbow jumpers, and he made a few. And I thought that he was orchestrating things because it was a haphazard first half, that last game, that first half. It was ugly basketball.
It was ugly basketball.
But the pace, the tempo, all the above, maybe that caught up to him at 38, 39 years old, kind of wore him down. But again, Kevin Durant, they paid you big money, big fella. You're here. You gave up two pretty solid players. They're paying you big bucks. Hey, buddy, it's go time. You got to step up. We got to see 38 to 45.
I was just going to say.
From KD. You got to see. This is why you're here.
Yes.
This team's down 0-2. That guy over there is not going to be able to make it, CP3. Campaign, if you get 10 to 12 points, I don't know, 8 to 10 dimes.
That would be a bonus if you got 10 to
8 to 10 dimes. Doesn't turn the ball over, whatever that is. So you and Book, tag you guys are it. And DA, you can give us 20 with about 20 boards. Hey, if not, this thing will be over in a hurry.
I'm just going to ask you this question, Manuch, because you are the diehard Suns fan. You've been in the Valley forever. This is your team. When you sit and watch what has happened to Chris Paul, and we can lament what happened to him, A, when he was in New Orleans.
Sure.
B, when he was in Houston, because it looked like Houston was going to beat Golden State and advance. Chris Paul gets hurt, and then Golden State beats him. Then he gets to the Clippers, and the same thing happens again. And now, here with the Suns and with the acquisition of Kevin Durant, you are at the same crossroads.
Well, yeah, and 2 years ago, they were, suffice to say, had enough people. Campaign really played well.
He did then.
When they won the Western Conference Finals, it was his shoulder, I think, at that point against the Clippers, and he played through that. And then at the start of the championship series against the Milwaukee Bucks, he really faded. For the you go up 2-0, and then the Bucks pretty much take care of business. So it's a combination of things. And then last year, we don't know what the hell happened to him in that last game. Was it COVID? That the entire team looked anemic in that last game against the Dallas Mavericks when you think about that last year. So, yeah, you just kind of hold your breath and go, he's 38. He's got a lot of mileage on that body.
Yep.
If he can work it out, so be it. But then campaign, I think we felt, Jimmy, the last 2 years felt better about campaign coming in and starting and being able to be very fruitful.
3 minutes.
But this year, with a lot of them out, I don't think he's played more than 20 minutes. What they say, December 11th is the last time he's played an extended amount of minutes. So, he's going to have to figure out a way just to control the tempo, control the ball, and not turn it over.
All right, let's touch on this subject because it involves the Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. They are being sued, and along with Suns owner Matt Ishbia, now by Diamond Sports, which is the owner of the Bally Sports Networks, because it is Ishbia, the Suns and Mercury, who have opted to move their games to Channel 5 and Channel 3 beginning next season. Diamond Sports has filed a suit, and it's been blocked right now, Manuch.
Yeah, it's been blocked by the bankruptcy judge has ordered them to stop the deal as they go through the bankruptcy. They've being Diamond. Matt Ishbia says, hey, look, they're not surprised at the lawsuit. It won't stop them from making games available to as many fans as possible.
2 minutes.
Looking at next year on Channel 3, Channel 5. I still think this gets worked out one way or the other. I don't blame Matt Ishbia from doing what he's got to do. We talked about this last week. Hey, look, we got to move on. We don't know if you're going to reorganize or not. That's what Chapter 11 is all about.
Right.
What happens if you can't reorg? Are you going to go into Chapter 7 and just negate all the money you owe us? Are you going to go down that road? Or if you sell it, you're forced to sell it to somebody else. We're not going to rely on that individual that buys all these rights from everybody else, that they don't just cut us off completely. So what Matt Ishbia is doing, folks, he's just covering his bases to make sure fans can watch the Suns on Channel 3 and Channel 5. Devil may care what that judge says or what Diamond has to say whatsoever, Diamond Sports. He's moving on, and he's like, I've talked to my attorneys. I'm a billionaire. We'll work it out. All I know is we're going on Channel 3 and Channel 5 next year.
It's so remarkable the impact of this move will have in the Valley. Was it 3 million homes will be able to have access to watch the Suns now? That's amazing.
Correct. Yes, throughout the state.
Because regular TV versus the cable.
That's right.
And I got to tell you what, I'll be interested to see what the Diamondbacks are going to do. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, said they will cover any and all additional monies going to, I think it's 4 Major League Baseball teams. The 1/5 one that's iffy is Cincinnati. You know that.
Right.
So I think they've got 1 or 2 more years left on their contract. I'm just curious to see if how the Diamondbacks, if they follow suit, not that way, with what and Matt Ishbia is doing with the Suns, that you're seeing with what they're going to do in that reference. Next year comes around quickly. And think about it. We're going into summertime, and you think mid-October is when the Suns start back up again.
Yeah.
Interesting to see.
It's going to be very, very interesting. Well, it'll keep us in business, I can tell you that. Hey, coming up next, a little game that we call Family Feud. It's Manuch and myself. Jax will lay it all out for us. It is next as we continue to broadcast here at Deer Valley, Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910.
Want to win some awesome Diamondbacks tickets for this Saturday night? Come join me, Jody Ayler, this Saturday from 1 to 3 at the downtown Phoenix Huss Brew Pub. Grab a bite to eat, a beer, and you could win some premium Diamondbacks tickets this Saturday, 1 to 3 at the downtown Phoenix Huss Brew Pub.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Golfers, swing into Van's Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel, all in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
2 NBA insiders podcasting twice a week to plug you right into the NBA grapevine.
All happening in only one place. This League Uncut, the new NBA podcast with me, Chris Haynes,
and me, Mark Stein.
Join us as we team up to expound on everything we're covering, hearing, and chasing.
Listen to This League Uncut with Chris Haynes and Mark Stein
on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 9.
Okay, you guys are hot.
iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody, as we continue here at Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. Yep, it's their brand new location. They now have 5 throughout the valley. This is the largest one, and they have it happening here again today, and it's just lunchtime. Wait till the evening gets here, and all the games are on. It's going to be just wild here at Twin Peaks. All right, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, and this is a game which Jax has put together along with Spencer. So, Jax, it's all yours. Explain what the hell we're doing.
Well, hello, everybody. I am Jackson Groff, host of Quick Draw Manuch, Jax Rewind, and now Family Feud here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. So the rules are simple, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Manuch is the defending champ. Rock lost last week.
Oh, well, he was playing against Rock, so I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And he was pretty butthurt as well. That was a shot. That was a shot there, Jimmy.
Wow, look at Jimmy over there.
So, basically, I'm going to ask a question, and those listening and watching at home can play along as well. The goal, just like Family Feud, is to get the top answer.
Okay.
So I'll say the question.
Yeah.
You say your name, Jimmy B. You say it before Manuch. You get to answer first.
Okay.
You try to get the highest answer. So if you answer and it's number 3, Manuch has a chance to get the number 1 answer.
Number 1 answer. Okay.
I get a chance to trump you.
Yeah, well, that'll never happen.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
We're ready, man.
Let's rock.
Question number 1.
All
right.
Tell me something many people do just once a week.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy.
They go shopping.
Shopping. Survey says number 2 answer.
Oh, wow.
Steal it.
Oh, man, let me hear. Manuch. Mow their yard.
Mowing yard. Survey says Oh, man. Jimmy gets 1 point. The number one answer was church.
Oh, okay.
Followed
I
by
could see that.
laundry, clean the house, sleep in, or eat out. But church, the
okay.
number one
All right.
answer.
Okay.
All right, Jimmy B is up 1-0.
Of course I am.
Name a reason you might be late to work. Manuch. Traffic. Survey says the number one answer was traffic.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy, never Jimmy.
I know.
Yeah. But go ahead, give one.
Driving on Highway 17 in rush hour.
Survey says. Hey.
Absolutely.
All right, 1-1. Next question. How old would you? So you guys are both parents. So you guys both relate to it. How old would you like your first child to be before their first date? Manuch.
17.
Jimmy B.
17. Survey says the number 5 answer you can steal.
16.
16. Survey says the number 2 answer was 16.
Oh,
Jimmy trumps. The number 1 answer, 18 years old.
Yeah. Jimmy, starting him young over there at the at the Brinson household there, huh?
Man, 13. I'm diving in.
2-1, Jimmy B. Next question. Name an older actor who is in a lot of movies.
Manuch. Oh, man.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy.
Harrison Ford.
Survey says the number 6 answer you can steal.
I'm just thinking of his name right now. Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Survey says no, not even on the board. So I'll give you the list. Number 1 was Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Tom Hanks.
He's not old.
John Wayne.
You said old.
Older.
Well, Kevin Costner's older than all those guys.
I interviewed 100 people. This is what they asked me, all right? And Clint Eastwood was on that list.
They were all drunk.
Oh,
people.
my goodness.
3-1, Jimmy.
Oh, man, I got to hustle here.
Name a place where people have to use coins. Manuch. Casino. Survey says no, not on the board. Jimmy can steal.
Jimmy B.
Parking meters. Survey says the number 4 answer, parking meter.
What's number 1?
Vending machine was 1. Laundromat was 2. Bus/subway was 3. Parking meter 4. Payphone and then bank at 6.
Just goes to tell how long I put any coins in a
4-1.
Oh,
Jimmy
man.
B. Who would have thought?
I gotta hustle
This
here.
is a good one. Name a profession in which an ugly person might be famous.
Manuch.
Movies. Survey says acting. Number 4 answer. Jimmy can steal.
Now, repeat that again for me.
Name a profession in which an ugly person might be famous.
Attorney.
Survey says not on the board. So the number 1 answer was pro sports.
Yeah.
Number 2,
I know.
radio.
Yeah.
Thought that was hilarious.
Well, we do have
That's why Manuch is here.
That's what I'm saying.
great faces for radio,
That's
aren't
us.
we? Absolutely.
So no one scored on that one.
I did.
Oh wait, you did. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
acting.
yeah.
Sorry,
What the
4-2.
hell's going on over here?
4-2. All right, next. What might a married man? Right. This we interviewed. I interviewed and asked 100 people before the show today.
Yeah.
What might a married man rather admit to his buddies rather than his wife?
Say that again.
What might a married man admit to his buddies rather than his own wife?
Manuch. I gamble.
Gambling. Survey says not on the board. It's a tough question.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy.
I had sex with the neighbor.
Cheating. Okay. Survey says that is on the board.
Jimmy, it is on the board.
Cheating /
wow.
checked out another woman. The number 4 answer.
I would never cross my mind because I would never do that. But that's okay. We're at Jimmy down there in Sun Lakes. I see what's happening.
Hey, listen, I just bounce around.
5-2, Jimmy. All right, name something you might buy at a gas station.
Manuch.
Snacks. Survey says the number 2 answer, Jimmy, you can steal.
Jimmy B. Gas.
Survey says the number 1 answer was gas. 6-2.
It's just
Jimmy
obvious
B.
you're going to get gas. There's got to be something. All right, go ahead.
All right, so you hear that noise? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Double points.
Oh, wow.
Double points
I love
with
it.
3 questions left. Name a word you might use to describe a dog that could also describe your partner.
Manuch.
Manuch.
Cute.
Cute. Survey says the number 4 answer. Jimmy, you can steal, and please be cautious about your answer.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy.
Homely.
Homely.
God. I hope she's not listening right now. I hope your lovely partner's not listening to that right there.
Survey says no. 6-4 now. Jimmy's in the lead.
3 minutes.
Oh my God! Wait till you get home tonight. You're gonna be homely. You're gonna be homely on that couch.
Homeless, Jimmy.
Oh my God!
All right, name something you might prefer to buy in person rather than online.
Manuch.
Manuch.
Car.
Survey says the number 2 answer. Jimmy, you can steal.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B.
Condoms.
Survey says not on the board. 6-6. This is great radio. Last question.
There you go.
Last question. We only asked married people. What is the most expensive thing you've
2
ever
minutes.
bought while being married without telling your spouse first?
Manuch. Diamond necklace.
Necklace or jewelry? Survey says number 7. You can steal.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B.
New car.
New car for the win. And he does it. Jimmy B with the number 1 answer wins 8-4 over Manuch.
Wow.
The biggest upset of the year.
Oh
Jimmy,
my God.
tell me, how do you feel right now?
Well, you better feel it now, because when you get home, the homeless and homelinessness is going to happen when you get into that household on the couch.
Hey, look,
that couch is being made right now by your significant other. Listen to that.
At least I'll have condoms.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was a great segment. Good job, guys. Jimmy B is the reigning now champ.
Yeah.
1 minute.
He
1
passed the
minute.
torch on the gym. Well, you got to let him win once in a while.
Exactly.
So you got
just to make me happy.
just to come back for
You're
more.
placating.
We
Okay.
had to change the game because Jimmy B couldn't win quick draw Manuch, so we had to change the game. But now we know his strength is Family Feud.
Yeah, Jimmy, and you watch Family Feud?
Rarely.
Yeah.
Rarely.
You a Steve Harvey fan?
I know. I like his comedy stuff.
Yeah.
I liked him better when he was on with Cedric the Entertainer.
So you got to know my strategy there, Jax. Just make sure he comes back for more next week. And with those double rounds, we'll get the beat down next
100%.
week. Absolutely.
Hey, listen, man's got to do what a man's got to do. Coming up, everybody, we're going to head to Lost Wages. That's it, Lost Wages, Nevada. That's right, winners and losers so far in the NBA playoffs. Our guy, Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com, he's going to bring us up to speed on all of the playoff action. It's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
An off day for the Diamondbacks after yesterday's victory against the Rangers, which earned a split in their 2-game set. They'll take on the Nationals at Chase Field tomorrow. The Mercury's preseason is going to begin a day early with their road.
Yeah, of course. Hey, great questions, man. That was a lot of fun.
To May 8th. That's because of Game 3 of the Kraken and Stars Stanley Cup Playoff Series in Seattle. Arizona men's hoops adds Alabama transfer guard Jaden Bradley to the roster. And the Suns are getting set to take the Footprint Center hardwood tomorrow against the Nuggets. They are looking to avoid slipping into an 0-3 series hole. Chris Paul will not play. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. At State 48 Roofing, we are family-owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without out that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Make the right choice, right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona, Right Toyota.
All right, guys, Scott's on the phone, ready to go.
Not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Right Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to righttoyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Strike! Tell me something I don't know, Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. Really? You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone. He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com to get pre-qualified today.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app. Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN's Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer.
You guys are hot.
And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Things are good. I'm sitting here contemplating if I should catch a flight to see the Oakland A's and the Kansas City Royals weekend. Oh, I'm just kidding. Weekend series. What a series, huh? No, man, I'm just getting ready for tonight's playoff game, and can't wait to get to the weekend. But yeah, it's cold here, man. It's like 65 degrees. Yeah, I'm one of those weird dudes who likes it when it's 115. So I get depressed when it starts dropping under 105. So yeah, it did. It's mostly 6.5, most of the books, but there are a couple of 7s out there, and that did just get to 7 in those couple of books in the last hour. But, as you could have had it, in fact, 16 hours ago, you could have laid 5.5 if you wanted the Warriors. So,
It's gotten all the way up to 7. Those who avoided that have wanted the underdog are going to get a better price, obviously. But listen, I was, watching the game the other night. Lakers captured game 1. They had a 25-5 advantage at the free throw line on the road, so outscored them by 20 points. But having pointed that out, they did play slightly better, I thought, than Golden State for most of the final 3 quarters. They're now in a spot to take command, obviously, of this series. But this situation tonight kind of reminds me of the Lakers coming off big wins against Minnesota in the last round, then getting whipped on the road. And LeBron and Anthony Davis the other night, they played 40 and 43 minutes, respectively, in game 1. They probably can't keep playing those kinds of minutes if they wish to win a best-of-7 series. But a couple of quick notes, and I'm not a big trends guy, but I do look at angles when it gets to the postseason. And home favorites of more than 3 points and less than 10. So home favorites of 3.5 to 9.5 points. They're on a 30-5 ATS run in game 2 of a playoff series. And if you look at how road teams have done in general in game 2 of late, they've only covered 12 of the last 55 game 2s in playoff action, the road team. So there's a couple of nice angles that point to Golden State. Of course, the Lakers have covered just 9 of the last 30 off a road win. I think Golden State guys are going to see some pick and roll tonight. You recall when they were in the playoffs against the Celtics in the championship series, they went pick and roll after struggling early on, and they were able to get the job done. And I really doubt that the Lakers are going to be afforded a 29-6 free throw attempt advantage on the road like they were in game 1. I like the Warriors here. I got in at 6, so I didn't get the best number, but 6 ain't bad since it's up to 7 in some joints now.
All right, Scott, let's look at tomorrow night. The Celtics at the 76ers. The last I've seen is Boston -2, over under about 214. Which way are you leaning on this game?
Yeah, and a lot of 2s have been popping up in the last hour also. It was 1.5 in most shops until just over the last hour or so. I thought it was not the brightest coaching decision to play Joel Embiid in game 2. I mean, the Sixers steal a win on the road in Boston in game 1 without him. He's always battling injury issues, so you got away with the win. Boston's going to be ultra-focused at home off a loss, so they got lucky that Embiid maybe didn't aggravate anything. He's now on the injury list as probable. He wasn't on the injury list at all a couple of hours ago, which is probably the reason for that line bumping from 1.5 to 2. He did finish with 5 blocks, but Philly still got blown out. So having said all of that, I like the under in game 3 in Philly. Again, we saw what Embiid does inside on defense in game 2, and if he can play, and again, he's listed as probable, he's going to be a force again on the defensive side of the floor. And also, Philly plays the 4th slowest tempo in the entire NBA when he is in the lineup. In game 3 and playoffs past, you see the defenses really get focused on stopping their opponents. It's also worth noting that Philly's 24-16 to the under in their last 40 games. That's a 60% winning ticket. And we've also got the 3rd and 8th ranked teams in the league in defensive efficiency. They've gone under 4 of the last 5 meetings. I think under 214 is the way to go.
All right, so you referenced the fact that AD and LeBron both played over 40 minutes. It's my contention with the Suns and Nuggets tomorrow night that Durant and Booker will have to play over 40 minutes against the Nuggets if the Suns are going to stay alive and win this game tomorrow night. Right now at -4, where are you on this big game, Scott?
Yeah, and I agree with you. Those two having to play all those minutes, with Chris Paul being out. But the line was 5.5 before the groin injury to Paul was announced, and it dipped to as low as 3.5. And as you mentioned, Phoenix now laying 4 just about everywhere. I'll tell you what I'm likely going to do. I think the Suns can overcome Paul's loss for 1 game, but I'm probably going to lay the 3 in the first half. If Phoenix is going to miss Chris Paul in this game, I believe it'll be over the final quarter or so when the Nugget adjustments are potentially made. Phoenix was held to 14 points, as we saw in the final quarter the other night. They don't have the depth to make up for a key player. Cameron Payne, not bad, but isn't next-level special as far as I'm concerned. And both teams kind of stunk it up on offense the other night, but Jokic was great. He's, I think, too tough and unmatched in this series for Phoenix to win the series now, but it's up to KD and Booker to pick up the slack. And Denver got nothing from its bench in Game 2. I do believe the Suns will cover at least the first half on Friday, maybe win the game. But what the books did, this used to be an automatic. I mean, for like 8 years in playoffs, you hit about 70% playing a home team in Game 3, down 2 games to none, playing them in the first half. And what they used to do is they would take the overall line, like, for instance, the Suns -4, cut it in half, -2, and then add a half a point, -2.5. Well, when the books got beat for 7 or 8 playoff seasons in a row, they didn't do that anymore. The first half line is always almost as big as the actual full game line, but I still like the Suns laying 3 in the first half.
All right, Scott, last but not least, Scott Spritzer joining us here on the right turn guest line. Rock coming here with Jimmy B. You can also tweet him at Scott Wins or find him at Doc Sports. All right, the Knicks at the Heat. Last time I looked, it looked like the Heat -3, that game on Saturday night.
Yeah, 3.5, 208.5 on that total, guys. Jalen Brunson looks like he's probably going to go. He's expected to play, and he really does make that offense go. But Jimmy Butler didn't play in Game 2 with that ankle injury. Don't know yet if he's going to play in Game 3, and obviously it's a different handicap if Butler plays or sits. The Heat already missing Tyler Herro, yet they continue to fire up a crazy amount of threes. They're taking more than 15 three-pointers per game in the postseason. They're making 41% of those. This is a 34% three-point shooting team in the regular season. But, guys, they need Butler, obviously, to win this series. So I'm actually going to have to wait and would recommend bettors wait until there's more word on Butler. I think plunking your money down right now without knowing if he's going to play or not is probably not the most probably not the smartest thing to do at this point. So I lean to the belief that he's going to play, but we just don't know yet. So I have to pass this game until we get some more info on Jimmy Buckets.
Hey, Scott, it's interesting. You see the day-to-day, and you had Monty Williams come out and say the campaign was going to start for one CP3, but then it lists him as day-to-day. How do the wise guys, how do you guys look at that as well? If they feel they can go, they pull campaign out of there, or is that just kind of making sure the Nuggets are prepped for both of them?
Yeah, I think that's
3 minutes
where they got to, be prepared for whoever's going to play. But, it's come out that, at least in most circles, that he's going to be missing 3 games, And so it's a matter of, and the bettors reacted to that. Yes. They dropped that number down 1.5 points.
Have you had much action on the NHL playoffs? Because I've been watching them. The game last night was sensational, just wild between Vegas and Edmonton. I'm just curious if that's a big betting aspect in Vegas or not.
Yeah, it is actually in Las Vegas more than it used to be in the past, obviously, with having the VGK here. And they were an underdog last night. They're an underdog again on Saturday. I didn't play the game last night. I decided to pass it. But, I'm thinking about getting in action on Saturday. Haven't done it yet, though, because, really, the Oilers don't play any defense. They didn't do it against the Kings. They're so freaking good and phenomenal on offense. Draisaitl, of course. And I think, arguably, the most exciting athlete in pro sports is
2 minutes.
The way he gets up and down the ice in any sport.
Yep.
And so, it's a situation where though they don't have a great goalie, neither does Vegas. Vegas using a third or fourth string goalie, this played pretty well. But Skinner's not taking care of business, and the Oilers leave too many open chances on the defensive end. Vegas just has to stay out of the penalty box. If they don't put Edmonton on power play opportunities, they'll likely win this series in 6, if not better. So it's a situation of keep the Oilers at even strength, 5-on-5. They don't get a ton of opportunities or chances when it's 5-on-5, but they're deadly when they're on the power play.
One of the things that's so impressive, we got about a minute left here, and that is the way that in Vegas they open up the game. I'm sure you've been there for that. It is a Vegas show for the introductions. It's tremendous.
It's fun, although some of us are a little embarrassed at times. But
1 minute.
It's a show. There's no doubt about it. It's probably the best show, I think, on the Strip when they're in action at T-Mobile at home. And, I've gone to a lot of playoff games. I'm probably not going to be able to make the Edmonton series, maybe one game if they come back home. But the bottom line is that there's nothing like a playoff game in the NHL in person. And then the way they do it in Las Vegas, it's just like another notch higher than what's already a great item. So it's a blast. It costs you an arm and a leg to go, but I've got 2 arms and 2 legs, so I can afford it, right?
Yes, you can. Man, it's always good when we catch up with you. Have a great weekend, Scott. Thank you as always.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.
There you go. Scott Spritzer, everybody. He enlightens us, and you can always check up on Scott at scottspreitzer.sports.com, and you can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. All right, and he is always brought to us by All City Towing, and All City Towing is looking for you. If you're looking for a new gig, they want to talk to you. All you have to do is just go to allcitytowing.com and find careers. There's allcitytowing.com and click on careers. They have terrific benefits, including a 401k option with a 50% match, and they pay extremely well. Once again, you're trying to find something new, something that'll make you happy in life, job-wise and financially as well. It's allcitytowing.com. Just go to allcitytowing.com, search careers. All right, when we come back, we are here at Twin Peaks. It is in Deer Valley. It is the 5th location for Twin Peaks in the Valley. And we will take the 5th caller at 602-260-9191. It will be our Twin Peaks Challenge. You'll compete against one of the Twin Peaks girls for a $25 man card. Also, when we come back, Throwback Thursday. Take you back to when Brett Favre went to the Jets, and we'll have a little fun with that as well. Manuch, you played everywhere. I mean, you were in the NFL, CFL.
No Arena Football League.
No, but you went to the USFL.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean.
Touched them all.
I keep looking for you in my notes, and it doesn't say Dan Manucci. Where is that? I'm still searching. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is The Odd Couple with
Yes.
Broussard and Rob Parker.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers knows how to handle himself in front of a microphone, but I gotta say, he was great. I thought his press conference.
Oh, we won't have music until the next break when we go towards the top of the hour, but I will yell 1 minute a little louder next time.
He said the right amount. Said the right stuff.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app. It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the
You guys are hot.
Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, everybody. We are
Is that all right?
Here.
Is that all right?
You can hang out all you want.
You don't understand it. In 18 years
Yeah.
doing the show, only one time I gave the keys to Manuch, and it lasted 2 segments. Do you remember that? Manuch, we tried. We were like, okay, we're going to let you drive.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're not a bad –
I've been driving for years. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Rock couldn't stand sitting in the passenger side.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
He's not a good passenger.
I am the worst. I'm the worst. Like, anybody's driving, I got to either sit in the back so I can look out the window like a dog, because I can't sit in that passenger seat up front.
Do you hang your head out the window?
Yeah, with my tongue out.
Even when I picked up Rock to go get his car, he'll sit in the passenger side all the way.
Holding on. I'm the worst backseat driver.
He's like, watch out. Rock, I got it. Just do you. So he's on his
It's
phone.
the worst.
I'm like, my God.
Hey, by the way, in honor of May 4th,
Yep.
Star Wars Day, guys.
Yes,
That's
it is.
right.
How great is that?
May the 4th be with
Yes. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, are you pretty excited? Are you guys Star Wars guys?
Yeah, I am.
I've
but
seen them all.
After about the 25th one, I kind of lost interest. I
I
watched the first.
been?
Dude, I think there's like 6,
Oh, there's
7.
more than that.
Probably more than that.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think it is? I do have it somewhere.
I'm going
I
to say
think
there's
it's 11.
I was going to say 12.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 8. I'm going to say 8.
Spencer, will you look that up for us? Because I don't know what it is. I thought it was 11, but and I think there's a new one coming, I believe. So
Yeah, there is. So I lose track of where they're at.
in August.
Oh,
How do
my
you, How do you
God.
say it? Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. So you were.
But by far the best theme song.
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
any.
Oh, yeah.
This and Rocky. I mean, what's better?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, those are good.
But you can use this in almost anything you're doing in life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
you
fire
can.
that off and you're good. So
That bad boy, but yeah,
May the
about the
4th be with
one.
you.
Yes, yes. And God bless you as well, too. Yes.
Hey, it's nice.
Currently 11.
11. Okay, thank you.
Rock. Yeah,
For
good
those,
start.
those
What happens when I come late?
For all those Star Wars experts out there that can tell you about the trilogy, where they forward, they back, they at the beginning.
There you go.
After the 4th one, I said, you're all good.
Nice to have Rock on the show, a.k.a. Jabba the Hutt.
So let me ask you, I've
he
lost
just
30
took a shot.
pounds.
And I'll actually,
So, I mean-
that's where I was going.
No,
with
you
it.
weren't.
Yes,
No, you
I
weren't,
was.
I mean-
Because when you came in and I saw you walk in, and I thought to myself, is he lost
Jackson's
weight?
over there
Is
just
he
laughing.
lost weight?
He is so moved.
Because
walking around.
I'm wearing slacks.
Yeah.
And my shirt's actually tucked in. That's the thing. 'Cause
Maybe
usually I
that's
just
it.
wear the shirt out because
Yeah,
you don't,
that's true.
you
Okay.
don't look as fat.
Rock, we realize when
Look at
Jimmy
that
has
hat.
the Michael Jackson glove on, he's moonwalking back and forth.
I don't know, but the hat you got on, man,
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know what the heck is going on
Strawberry
with that.
Fritz for
I hope people are seeing this on Facebook,
All we
Instagram,
need
and
is
YouTube.
love. I had a Beatles theme.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, all we need is love.
Oh, I thought it was a rainbow thing.
Well, you got to explain, Jimmy, that
When I first see that, it's a rainbow. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
You know, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
that's the album cover look.
don't you guys miss me when I'm not here? Come on.
Well, that's
We
the album.
do.
That's the album cover look of Strawberry Fields Forever. That's why
It
he
is?
said- yeah, it's kind of the look. Strawberry Fields Forever. You see him in the fields, and there's all the Beatles. You got to pick out all the particular guys, and all you need is love. Is that type of thing. So Jimmy actually is in themes with his hats.
I was.
these days.
So this is typically when we do the Twin Peaks picks, right?
Yes, exactly.
We got
So
the
I'm
right.
assuming Spencer already got Mike's picks, and we already got Natalie's picks. So does Jax want to kind of break these down for us?
Go ahead,
Because
Jax.
normally we would have Mike and Natalie on the air, but I think with the fact that we have 3 minutes left in the segment, that is not going to happen. So our apologies, Mike, who I'm sure is still on hold. And Natalie, she's fine. She's got a hula hoop going here at
And Jax always volunteers. And Jax always volunteers to get their picks.
It's his favorite week.
It
His favorite
is.
day of the week is when he gets to ask one of the girls from Twin Peaks if they would like to be part of the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B show.
Yeah, if you guys want to be my wingman for today for our server.
I think you can handle yourself there, big fella.
You know, there's two kinds of clone. There's wingman,
Yep.
which you're helping him out.
3 minutes.
And then there's another one I can't say on. Well, I can say it. Just think of the Carolina Gamecocks, right?
Oh, yes, correct.
And then there's part of that
Yes.
moniker and block.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's that, and then block.
Yes.
And then that's like, because I remember when I was doing my thing, and when I was in my 30s, you go out, and I'm like, buddy, what are you wearing today? I'm wearing the C block, and and then the other guy's wearing the wingman, and then you go out, and because one of those things is like, I go up to, if some woman's talking to Manuch, I'll be like, he's got 4 kids. 4 kids, and he lives with his mom
in the basement.
Or you're wearing the wingman, and you go, dude, he played in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's an NFL quarterback. You got to get a piece of the Manuch.
Well, I just hope because the age gap that you guys were the wingman cologne for me.
Hey,
but hey,
Rock, that was spoke like a true veteran right there, man.
That was amazing.
I've had some fun.
That is worthy right
you
there.
don't see a ring on my finger.
Or he does the other one just to get, say, hey, Rock, help me out here. You want to come on over, and that's when you throw in the 4 kids. And
lives at home.
He's on his 5th. He just divorced his 5th wife.
He just filed bankruptcy. He's got, he still has a Citibank visa for college. Yeah,
he's got a limit of $1,000.
But like Mike Edwards in Tempe can win a $25 man card, so you can come to Twin Peaks on a date. So, all right, so let's do the games, Jax.
So, Natalie picked the Warriors over the Lakers. Spencer, what did Mike pick over in Tempe?
He's going to go ahead and go with the Lakers over the Warriors. He thinks the Lakers can go ahead and tie up the series.
All right, Celtics, Sixers. She's going the Celtics. What did Mike have over there, Spencer?
He's also going Celtics. Even after the game last night with Embiid being back, he thinks Boston is running the table from here on out.
Okay, Nuggets at Suns. Big game for the Suns here. She's going Suns. She's a home girl.
Yes.
Loves the Suns.
Yes.
What about you, Spencer? What does Mike say over there in Tempe?
Mike, also a homer, big Suns fan. He thinks they're getting on the board in Game 3.
All right, there you have it.
Well, that was fast.
So Mike might get that $25 gift card from Twin Peaks.
I want to hear more stories from Rock on Wingman.
Rock, that was
Manuch.
good, man. You dialed in, man.
Wingman Manuch.
Fresh came in.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm not like you guys got married when I was in my 20s. You guys missed out on a lot, but
you're still scouting.
I just the only thing I missed out on is having kids. That would have been cool. It's like. I'm hanging out with the Fiesta Bowl. We have it's called the Spring Summit.
Right,
and
30 seconds.
All the football coaches here and the ADs, and I've been hosting a bunch of guys and just hearing about their kids and then the kids that are now going to college and are going to play ball and keep the tradition going. It's pretty cool stuff. So, I missed out on that. Just to be able to take my kid to football practice, or in my case, would have been tennis.
You can always be Uncle Rock with my kid.
10 seconds.
I want to be a godfather. No one's ever asked me. I wonder why. Because I wear the C block or the wingman? I don't know.
Well, the girls liked it.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Open your app and search the station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Because of Game 3 of the Kraken Stars Stanley Cup Playoff Series taking place in Seattle, the Mercury's preseason set to begin a day early with their road contest against the Storm, getting moved from May 9th to May 8th. Arizona men's hoops takes on Alabama transfer guard Jaden Bradley on their roster. The Suns will take the Footprint Center hardwood tomorrow against the Nuggets as they look to avoid slipping into an 0-3 series hole. Chris Paul will not play in the game. And it's an off day for the Diamondbacks after they beat the Rangers yesterday to split their 2-game set. They'll take on the Nationals tomorrow at Chase Field. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, those temperatures dipping down into those upper 50s. And then for your Friday, sunny and breezy with temperatures right around 81 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Oregano's.
Oregano's Red Plate Special features 2 of our bottomless original bolo pastas, a house or Caesar salad, and our original pizza cookie to sweeten the deal. Get it all for just $30. Oregano's, your neighborhood Italian joint.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's
you guys are hot
in the valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out with Jack Spencer back in the studio as well. We're at Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. Great crowd on hand already. Don't forget, this is a great spot to watch all the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, and Major League Baseball. And this joint will be jumping tonight. There is some breaking news in the NBA. Manuch, this one caught me a little bit by surprise. I did not expect this to take place. But the Milwaukee Bucks have fired their head coach in Mike Budenholzer. I'm just shocked at that.
You won the NBA title 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They fell short last year. A number 1 seed, Jimmy, in the East coming out this year, assuredly. Everybody was healthy. Middleton got healthy. Drew, everybody, the whole 9 were ready to go. And they fell short. I mean, they lost and they got whooped up pretty good. Very, very interesting that here you are, just 2 years away.
2 years, that's
and
it.
you get fired. And on top of that, it's very unfortunate. He lost his brother in a car accident.
He did.
During the playoff series, and you're just like, wow. Yeah. I mean, couldn't you give the guy a mulligan with something like this?
You would think
so. About that. I mean, here's this guy. He's been there. He's built that program, right? You win it 2 years ago. You fall short last year. So I think what happened last year, and I think what happened this year, aside from all of the drama off the court and the tragic ending for his brother, They just thought maybe a change was needed. I thought he did a hell of a job. Obviously, the ownership felt you got all the tools, you came up short. I also think the way that game ended, that final game, not getting a shot off.
Right.
Why the freak Greek didn't have the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
I think that kind of spoke volumes as to the trust the ownership had in Budenholzer making the strategic calls. Jimmy, you remember if you watched that game, there was 3 or 4 timeouts. And you saw this team come out and go, what are they doing?
Exactly.
Why doesn't Giannis have the ball in his hand?
Yeah.
And you don't even get a shot off?
Yeah.
You know at that point, I will say this. You know at that point, Jimmy, going down as the number 1 seed in the first round, that owner made his decision up at that point.
All right, let me drop this on you then, Manuch, because you have been there and done that on the football level. But everything applies to coaching. When something like that takes place, even though you had the tragic accident with the death of his brother during the playoffs against Miami, then you have the situation where the owner decides, all right, I'm going to cut bait. Is there a possibility, and I'm just throwing this at you for your expertise, that maybe he, and this is a harsh way to say it, but I don't know how to say it any other way, that he lost the locker room? Could that be a case in point as well?
Well, I mean, I commend Mike Budenholzer for going through the playoffs, losing his brother in a traffic accident. I really do.
Absolutely.
I mean, to try to decipher your job, losing your brother in a tragic accident, I give him credit for that. I don't know if he lost the locker room. I think that in reference to the way you heard Giannis talk after the game, the players are totally on board with Mike Budenholzer.
It sounded like it.
I think that was a total ownership, frustrated ownership and ownership group that said we should have won it last year. We should have won it this year. We've got all of the tools. Look what they did during the regular season.
Yes, number 1 team.
And Jimmy, here comes another one where how many times we've talked about that team having the best record, being the number 1 seed, that falls short from winning it all. We talked about this the other day, the Seattle Mariners, several years ago, where they won 116 games, right? It fell short. New England Patriots, 18-0,
right?
Did not win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they didn't fire their coach.
They didn't. No, but I'm getting at. But then you saw the Golden State Warriors win 73 games.
Yep.
Did not win it. So here you look at the Bucks and the outstanding record they had. They don't win it. They get knocked out in the first round. I don't think he gets fired if they got knocked out, let's say in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
Maybe that, but to get knocked out in the first round, like we saw those other teams we talked about. Look at the Boston Bruins. Look at the record they had in the National Hockey League this year.
Best record ever in the NHL.
And they get knocked out in the first round.
Yes.
Coach is still there.
Yep.
So I just think that there's a very emotional reaction, in my opinion, folks, that this owner would fire Mike Budenholzer. Cold, cruel business, isn't it?
It is
a very
you're hired.
cold, cruel business.
You're hired to be fired.
Yeah, and I think that they just felt what's unfortunate. Your brother died. Condolences. But from the standpoint of the team, I think there might have been some other scenarios there during the season, Jimmy, but they were winning.
Yes.
And they won through with Giannis being hurt.
They did.
Middleton being hurt.
Yes.
Drew was hurt there for a while. But you saw other guys step up. I commend him for having the kind of record that he had with so many injuries. They got a hell of a bench. But as I say that and kind of build up the Bucks, you could hear the owner. I could almost hear him go, well, yeah, Manuch, that's exactly why I'm firing him, because we had all that stuff, and we should have went at least
to the final.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of days until he gets picked up by another team.
Oh, that's true.
I'm going to predict it.
Okay.
I think it's going to be the Toronto Raptors. They've been interviewing people for weeks now. They still need a head coach. I think they jump on this early and as soon as possible.
The natural progression if he wants to coach this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, to get let go and to lose your brother.
He might take a year off.
Yeah, he could. But I think Jackson's a great choice. Looking at Toronto, and you look at that coach that got fired. I mean, he's
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse. He's another very good coach.
He
but
is.
Think about that, guys. Guys they win NBA titles.
Yeah.
2 years later, 3-4 years later,
they're gone.
They're on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA and the NFL would call it the not for long league. NBA is what have you done for me lately? You know, kind of a scenario. So I think that's very, very unfortunate. The Budenholzer got let go.
Okay, we have basketball tomorrow night downtown Footprint Center. Here's the obligatory warning for all the fans. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. Also, the Suns and the Diamondbacks will be playing tomorrow night. Downtown is going to be crazy.
It'll be bustling down there, Jimmy.
I would say that.
6:40 first pitch. The D-backs against the Nats. The Nationals are in town. 10-game homestand.
Yep.
And, I'd probably get down there about, for a lot of folks, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere thereabouts. But if you can't, find your nearest Twin Peaks. Watch that game.
Hang out with him.
5 of them now.
Watch. You got it.
Get them all going.
This one's the biggest by far.
It is the largest Twin Peaks. I mean, this place is great. I mean, before Rock decided to make a guest appearance on the show today, this place was almost full when we showed up for lunch.
So they have 2 bars. I'm looking at this bar, which has the big patio, and they have these high tops.
Uh-huh.
That's about your height, right? Those high tops? right?
Actually, I need a step ladder to get up on the chair.
See what? You're just like Manuch. When I kind of poke the bear at us, and you're right. Yeah, Instead of coming back and saying, Rock, I don't know.
I already gave you a shot. So
you gave me a shot. That's right.
did.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I figured I was good for the day.
And I just saw Rock. I did mix in a completion once in a while, so I was there.
That's a great, perfect example.
Yeah,
but here's what I'm about to say that really bugs him.
Okay.
That he was.
Go ahead. One of the best holders in the league ever.
No.
One of the best.
Scab.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. He hates that, but it's so true because there are other scab players that admit that they were scab.
Oh, yeah.
They crossed the line.
Yep.
You don't do that. The integrity of sport.
Yeah.
Manuch did.
We call them the replacement players.
No, they were not.
They were scab.
Now, here's the thing. Let me. I'm going to educate both you knuckleheads.
Oh, boy. Here we
Now,
go.
a scab is
This is
somebody.
going to be a long story.
No,
we got to go to break.
No, because here it is. A scab player is who is a member of the bargaining unit that crosses the picket line. I was not a member of the bargaining unit. I was in preseason. I wasn't on any team. A scab is technically somebody that actually works that crosses the picket line. I was not a member of the bargaining unit, meaning I wasn't on any team, wasn't in any training camp. So technically, I'm a replacement player. So put that both of your proverbial pipes and smoke it.
I don't believe it. You read that on Wikipedia.
No. I can tell you that because I filed a grievance against the Packers, and that
worked out for you.
I got my $53,000. What I got?
You did get?
I got paid. Oh yeah, I got paid.
You still living off that?
Basically.
See, right there.
I know. Right there.
A shot of right said, when you were an intern for the Colts, and you were making $500 a month. Carrying Eric Dickerson's helmet and forging his name on little kids' autographs.
It took me 3 years to collect it, but I did collect it. And when you grow up a banker's son, you're very frugal with your nickels. That's for sure.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unfreaking believable. At any rate, there is a Suns game tomorrow night. Nikola Jokic, and this I just happened to see this on Twitter. He was doing an interview, and the interviewer, and I believe it was a Denver station, asked him, well, are you how electric do you think this building's going to be? And Jokic looked at him and deadpanned and basically said, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think we're going to win. They're just going to hand us the game. I mean, that was a great answer.
Well,
they're just going to hand us the game.
And I think for the Phoenix Suns, it's just, you got to play it out to the nth degree. And you just hope the campaign can support and give you the kind of points that we see.
1 minute.
Somewhat of an semblance what we saw 2 years ago. And with Ross, it looks as though T.J. Warren looking to play more, what was the term you used, Jimmy? Exceptional amount of minutes.
There you go.
Tomorrow night that they're going to have to you got to make more than 19% of your 3-point balls. And you got to make sure that you get close to 70 points combined with Book and Kevin Durant. And your boy DA's got to step up to the tune of about 20 to 25 points with about 18 rebounds.
Not feeling good about it, boys.
Yeah, it's
I'm with you.
It's unfortunate, but I think the Suns they got to make that happen, which leads us to our State 40 where we get your call question of the day. How confident are you with the Suns in Game 3 on Friday night? Go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Are you very confident? Somewhat confident? Not confident at all? Currently not confident at all at 72.7%.
Wow.
Followed by very confident, 18.2%. Somewhat confident, 9.1%. Still, go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter to post your vote.
All right, everybody, quick break. When we come back, we are indeed going to dive into the Suns and Nuggets in our next segment, and we will continue to insult each other as well. We're hanging out here in Deer Valley at the brand new Twin Peaks. It's great. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Want to win some awesome
Hey, Manuch, you want to hang back and record the promos?
Come join me, Jody Ayler, this Saturday from 1 to 3 at the downtown Phoenix Huss Brew Pub. Grab a bite to eat, a beer, and you could win some premium Diamondback.
Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant at all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. During Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, get a king for the price of a queen and save up to $700 on ceiling. Shop now at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Mercury's preseason will begin a day early with their road contest versus the Storm, getting moved from May 9th to the 8th due to Game 3 of the Kraken and Stars Stanley Cup Playoff Series taking place in Seattle. Arizona men's hoops added Alabama transfer guard Jaden Bradley to their roster. The Alabama baseball program fires head coach Brad Bohannon amid an investigation into allegations of suspicious wagering on last Friday's game with LSU. I'm Frank Garrity.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Greg just alluded to, didn't shoot it very well. A little bit under his usual pace. Tatum! Precision pass from Booker. I've got to be better with my defense. Keep the home court.
You guys are hot.
Inside, it's Ayton. What a sequence for the Suns.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. And that was courtesy of TNT. And that's exactly what is going to have to transpire tomorrow night if indeed the Suns are going to have any success against the Nuggets. And I'm going to go back to this, guys, is that they missed a great opportunity when Jamal Murray had one of his worst days ever in a Nuggets uniform where he scored only 10 points and was terrible on the court. You're not going to see that again, and the Suns could not capitalize.
Yeah, and I think that you look at the frenetic pace it was in that first half, guys. I mean, the defense, the lack of shots, pretty much an ugly first half. But I think the Suns, they held the team finally below 60 points, where they lead 42-41 at halftime. But you're right, Jimmy, without, Murray was hoisting them up all over the place. But the Suns couldn't buy a basket either.
No.
I mean, as far as three-point shots for both teams were non-existent. But the one thing that the Denver Nuggets were getting to was the free throw line in that first half. Suns were not getting to the free throw line in that first half. So I think there'll be more of a concerted effort, I would hope, of getting to the rack, trying to get more fouls on Jokic, trying to press the issue. But I think that now that campaign is going to start for this team tomorrow night, maybe he can force that issue, go to the rim, draw a few more fouls, or kick it out. But at this point, with campaign starting, how much are you going to lose or gain with his energy if we see the kind of young man we saw a couple years ago forcing the issue and getting a lot of open shots for these guys on the perimeter?
Let me ask you, what does Vegas know that we don't know?
I was going to.
I mean, they got beat both games by an average of close to 14 points, and they're favored by 4.
Yeah,
despite being flat the first 2 games.
Yeah,
what's the difference? And now you lose Chris Paul,
right?
Well, and you're still favored?
According to Scott Spreitzer, before it dropped to 4, the line was 6.5.
Yeah. So what do they know that we? What is going on? Is there something going on with a Denver guy that we don't know that may at the last minute get pulled?
No. The thing that
give them the history there, Jimmy.
Yep. That takes place in the NBA, particularly in the playoffs, is very similar to what takes place in the NFL. Home field advantage, home court advantage.
I understand that.
They expect the Footprint Arena to just be absolutely nuts, and in Vegas's mind, that will inspire the Suns, even though they're down a man. It will inspire them to make this game close or win this game within that point.
And what Scott said, Scott Spreitzer, who Jimmy's alluded to, just go to @ScottWins, his Twitter feed. He explained it that most teams down 0-2, when they get home, for the majority of the odds, let's say, usually win that game. And he said that you look at the annals of time, they go back and take a look, and down 0-2, the one thing he just kind of alluded to in reference to was CP3, a little different. That maybe they'd have 5. If CP3 was playing, maybe they would have stayed at 6 because it's down 0-2, first home game, and more times than not, it's proven that home team's going to win.
I don't know. I mean, they have no answers for Jokic. Jamal Murray, didn't have a good game 2.
Terrible.
From what we saw in game 1. Really hard to kind of piece this together, but you're right. Suns are a better team at home. But, man, this offense is cold, and this defense is not good.
It is our
perception. And listening to you open up the show the other day,
yep,
the Suns suck.
Pretty much.
I've never heard a talk show host on Phoenix radio calling the home team, well, other than the Cardinals, that they suck.
You forget, Rob?
I know.
It's called journalistic integrity. And I look, that's the way they did. They had that game 2 was there for the taking, and they gagged on that opportunity to win that game.
I just expected KD to help close that deal out in the fourth quarter.
Nothing.
It went the other way. And now that Monty's talking about that Ross and TJ Warren will see a significant, that's the term we use, significant amount of more time off the bench. And he didn't say it, but listen to him at that presser yesterday and on all the shows last night. I think we're going to see them sooner rather than later. And he wasn't specific about, is it Craig going to start? Is it Kogi going to start? I got the feeling there that he'd have been more profound about Craig starting versus Kogi. I think Kogi will start, but he doesn't want to give too much information out to this Denver Nuggets team.
I'm going to say right now, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's Kogi or Craig.
And that could be.
I think you're right.
That could be. Unless they got
what the bench score? 4 points.
That's it. 4 points.
Well, last 2 games.
Points.
Yeah, last 2 games. And when you're only getting 4
and then
points,
you lose Paul. I would love to see them come back and win the series. I just think it's going to be real tough. I mean, you're going to go back. Let's say if they split, they win game 3. I think everybody's going to assume that they're going to win game 3.
Sure.
But it's game 4 is the one, and then you're going to go back to Denver down 3-1. Come on, that very rarely happens.
But my whole contention is, okay, KD, they paid you big money. You gave away some prize pieces. You got to step it up. I mean, even more so than you have. I mean, I don't really think we've seen the KD of past playoff performances or the KD of MVP performances. At least hit the shots. Even admitted it. Couldn't get anything to fall. Okay, well, now you need stuff to fall. Either take it to the rack. I would love to see him go for 40, 42. I'd love to see Book go for 30 to 35. Combined 70-ish plus or minus. DA, you got to play your butt off like no tomorrow. Sweeping the boards, do whatever you can. And at that point, the only other thing I can see, Jimmy, would be the contention. What defense are you going to have for the Joker from that 10 to 15 range, and then coming down low? Who's going to go toe-to-toe with him and use all their fouls against the Joker for that entire game to beat him up, to bruise him up, and not see that shot come from like 25 feet high on a consistent basis?
They don't have anybody that can play against the Joker. Nikola Jokic is a different dude on the basketball court. He is so gifted with what he does. Does he wow you with his jumping out of the gym slam dunks? No, but he is great at basketball. And if you double team, he's a tremendous passer. He doesn't have all those triple doubles for nothing. He finds the open man very, very easily. And this is going to be, to be perfectly honest with you, now that they have had so many days off, that means Denver is well rested, as are the Suns, and prepared to go here. And if you get a 25-point game out of Jamal Murray, you get a 35-point game out of Djokovic.
Joker.
Yep, out of Joker. The Suns are in trouble. I mean, they have to get 65 to 75 points from their two stars, Booker and Durant, in order to have a chance to win.
The other thing, too, is just coming out. The one thing that the Suns have struggled with, and you can't do that against this team, is they've always started off slow, and they started off slow in both these games. They started off as slow with the Clippers, and they kind of made up for it in the second half against those last two Clippers games. They can't do that with this Denver Nuggets team. So I just look for KD and Book to be the closers in tomorrow night's game.
They have to be.
And for the offensive rebounding to be prevented once again by this Denver Nuggets team, by everybody to get down there.
Then you've now upped you guys. I mean, I heard you guys. It's 75 points now.
I said about 70.
Yeah. It's funny how it changes.
I said 65 to
next
70.
week will be like they got to score 80 to win.
What would you say, Jim?
First it was 60, then it went to 63, then it was 64. Now it's 70.
Minute. The more, the merrier.
That's because.
How about another player? You'll get a third player in there?
I did.
Did you see the Suns shoot?
Yes. I referenced the fact DeAndre Ayton cannot just score 17. He's got to score 25.
Yeah.
He has to.
They got to go make up
He
at
needs
least.
to be able to just, I don't care if he scores or not. He needs to just try to do his best to shut down Jokic. Try to get him in foul trouble. Get him out of the game.
I agree with that.
Just beat him up.
Trouble,
just
yes.
let them both foul out, and it's a wash.
Okay.
And then I think the Suns could win.
That's not a bad theory.
So where will we're going to catch up with Howard Balzer, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Do you think he has a better idea where they're going to put Paris Johnson than the head coach? Because the head coach doesn't know where they're going to put him. We'll ask him next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. It's Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
2 homers and 5 RBIs for Christian Walker as the Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 12-7. The bullpen pitched 4 1/3 shutout innings in back of starter Brandon Pfaadt. He gave up 7 runs in his major league debut. Houston Christian transfer guard Bryson Long announced his commitment to the ASU Hoops program. The Suns will attempt to reassert themselves against the Nuggets minus Chris Paul, who's expected to miss the next couple of games with a left groin strain. Former NBA Executive of the Year winner James Jones finished 6th in voting with 12 points. Sacramento Kings GM Monty McNair captured the honors. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, those temperatures dipping down into those upper 50s. And then for your Friday, sunny and breezy with temperatures right around 81 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
Eric Bryan here, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. We are taking the heat out of buying a new AC unit by offering 2 years interest-free financing, free same-day estimates, and the Valley's only 100% money-back guarantee. Call us today at 602-FIX-MY-AC.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Fix.
All right, guys, Howard's on the phone, ready to go.
Man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, here to tell you the biggest thing I've learned about insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Hurt in a wreck? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an
sorry, he's on the phone, ready to go.
109-1187. License NV092493. An equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or
Yeah, I got the Twin Peaks sounder and then Howard's intro.
Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end. U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app. He's been covering the National Football League for 48 years. He currently works as Arizona Cardinals lead writer for GoPHNX.com. A longtime Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer.
You guys are hot.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
That's right. Howard Balzer joins us now. The right to the guest line. His Twitter handle is hbalzer721. We're out here at Twin Peaks at Deer Valley, and we're here to talk some Cardinal football. And, you just heard the big intro, and I think it's pretty safe to say Howard knows a lot more about football than we do. But does he know more than Jonathan Gannon, the new head coach? And if he does, on day one, where is Paris Johnson going to be playing? Where are you putting him there, Coach?
Good question. I obviously there's a lot of time between now and week one, but if I was to force to bet on it, I would say right now, barring injuries or any of those other things that could happen, I think he'll probably open the season as a starting left guard. Now, it could be right tackle, depending on maybe there's a competition with Delvin Beecham. But then if you put him at right tackle, who is your left guard? And so I think that would really solidify that side of the line for now, being next to B.J. Humphries. And obviously at some point he will move over to tackle. But I think that would be a pretty good place for him to start and creates, like I said, a pretty good duo over there on the left side of the line.
Is too much being made out of the coach saying, we'll figure it out, once we hit the grass, we'll go from there. I'm sure, of course, I'm ad-libbing, but is people just kind of reading too much into a quote?
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone takes whatever these guys say and run with it. Would you rather have him and Monty Ossenfort do what Steve Keim did a couple of years ago when they declared Zaven Collins the
starter? Good call.
An inside linebacker in day one and call all the signals, and then all of a sudden that went away pretty darn quick. So and Collins has turned into obviously a pretty good player, but nobody gives away jobs on the day of the draft. And I think we can all project and say, hey, here's what could possibly happen. But they've got a lot of things to sort out. And as Drew Petzing said, the other day, the offensive coordinator, and and this is a cliche too, but he was asked about it, and he said, "Hey, we're going to play our goal is to play the best 5 guys on the offensive line, and whoever those 5 are, so be it." And the one thing that they did, and even with John Gaines, the guy they got in the 4th round, here's a guy who started. He's in college. He started at center. He started at both guard spots, and so who knows? He could be in there competing at left guard. He could go in there competing at center. Who knows how it's going to flesh out? But they drafted guys with that versatility that every team loves on the offensive line, because heck, when you dress on game day, you usually only have 3 backup offensive linemen dressed, and so you better have some guys there who could play almost anywhere if an injury hits. So yeah, I think there's always too much reading into quotes and all that, but that's what you have to say. Right now they haven't even had this guy in the building on the field yet, and so shouldn't be giving away jobs in April or May. That doesn't make any sense.
Howard, it's interesting because the only center I see is Froholt, who's the current center right now. You got to be careful to plug a rookie center in there when you have a rookie left guard. Let's just assume it's going to be the rookie at left guard, and you got outside DJ. Right of that center be Will Hernandez, and you got Beecham to the outside. You might have to have a veteran center come hell or high water that somebody can call the signals, because if you got 2 rookies right smack dab in the middle, that could cause a lot of consternation from one Kyler Murray.
No, it definitely could, and that's that's what you find out about guys. And yeah, I think it might be a stretch to think that a rookie will start at center for this team. But here's a guy that no one talks about, and that's Lecitus Smith. And I had been hoping last year that he would get a couple of games at the end of the season at center, because I talked to him near the end of the year, and he said, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'd love to play there." And so that's a guy they're going to be looking at too. And I know he's a second-year guy, so not a whole lot of difference. And obviously, yeah, second-year player, but it's still everybody learning this offense. Even the veterans. It's a new offense that everybody is learning. And so, but I'll tell you something though, man. You look around the league, and you see a lot of instances of rookies that start and come in and play well. I agree that 2 on the line, especially if they're right next to each other, might be a little difficult to digest. But hey, I think, like I said, they're going to play the guys that they think are the most ready, but have other guys ready to step in if things don't work out. And Froholt has been a guy who's been around a bit, and so he could end up being the guy at center also. So I think it's a blank I shouldn't say a blank canvas, but I think that there's certainly 2 jobs that are wide open, you would think, at center and left guard, and it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Howard Balzer is our guest. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, and he is on the Wright Toyota guest line. Howard, I'm real curious about Clayton Tune. I watched him a couple of times at Houston. The dude can sling it. They got him in the 5th round, and he's already talking some smack that I'm the best QB. I mean, for a 5th rounder, he's already kind of yapping a little bit. Where are you?
Hey, rookie, it's better to be seen than heard, right, Howard?
Well, here's the thing. It always looks a lot different when you read it instead of actually hearing it. Mm-hmm. And when he was talking to us, the guy's giddy. He's excited about being drafted and all those things. And he said, well, and someone asked him, well, where do you see yourself? And, how do you compare yourself with the other quarterbacks. He said, "Hey, I think I was the best quarterback in the class." He didn't say it boastfully. He was just saying it with confidence, and that's what you kind of like from a quarterback. Obviously, you're not going to be walking around the locker room, saying, "Hey, I'm number one, I'm the best." But you have to know your place. But you like a certain amount of confidence, and so when you look at a situation, let's be real about it. Kyler Murray's not going to be the starter opening day. Now, it might be a stretch to say that Clayton Tune could actually start for this team at the beginning of the season, but who knows? They might decide and say, hey, he can do just as good a job as Colt McCoy or David Blow or whoever, Jeff Driscoll, And so, then you still have McCoy and those guys there to help them out. Now, I'm not predicting it's going to happen, but I'll tell you, I would not be shocked if something like that does. But it's up to him. He's got to come in here, learn everything, do things the right way. And I'll say one thing: I think he's going to get a lot of time in the 3 preseason games that the Cardinals have.
How you looked at the 2 of the first 3 picks? They went defense. Another edge rusher, or whatever you call him, edge rusher. Coming from the outside, the kid from Louisiana State. And then I like the defensive back pick, the kid from Purdue. I like 2 out of the 3. I think they addressed those needs most definitely. When you look throughout the rest of the draft for the Cardinals, did they address all of those needs per se to help fill some of those spot roles?
Well, they did feel. Well, we hope they filled a bunch of them, especially with some of the late round picks, like a guy like Dante Stills, in the 6th round. Can he come in and be a pretty good rotation guy on the defensive line? They sure hope so. You mentioned, Garrett Williams, I thought was a steal, because if he hadn't torn his ACL last season, he would have been a much higher pick in this draft. And we'll see if he's absolutely healthy and ready to go in training camp. But the other kid they got, Keetrell Clark, in the later rounds, I think that was a 6th round also. He's a guy that has played in the slot. And that's somewhere that you look at this cornerback group right now and you go, gosh,
3 minutes.
And so, that's a tough job to adjust to in the NFL. But if he can, then you've got a guy that can get out there and compete. We saw last year with the Seahawks. It was a perfect example. I mean, they played a bunch of young guys on that defense, and they struggled a bit in the beginning. But boy, by the second half of the year, guys like Woolen and some other defensive players that they drafted later in the round were a big part of their success. So they did get a bunch of guys at different spots. I think you can certainly make the case. I'm curious what they're going to do at running back. There's a bunch of veteran running backs out there that are probably just waiting for somebody to get injured in training camp. The Kareem Hunts and Ezekiel Elliott and there's Mark Ingram. There's some pretty good running backs that are out there in veteran free agency, but that's definitely a depth piece that the Cardinals need. But, and even the Michael Wilson kid, Jim Nagy, who's the executive
2 minutes.
He had a tweet last week that he thought, this was before the draft, and he thought Wilson, he thought was his sleeper of the draft because of all the things that he is capable of doing. So, they've all done it in the college level. And obviously they have to be able to take that next step and do it at this level. But the one thing they did is they drafted hard workers. They drafted guys that, have a passion for the game. And, that's a guy. I mean, heck, he's got some height to him, which is something this receiving core, we'll see if DeAndre Hopkins ends up still here. But after him, what do you got at those wide receivers? It's like they're all guys at like 5'10" or less. And so a guy like Wilson, who has some height to him, can be a nice guy to have out there. So I'll tell you, I think it's certainly going to be a very competitive training camp. I'm not sitting here and saying they're going to be competitive enough to really make some noise in this league, but there's going to be competition for jobs.
1 minute.
That will make this team, a better team. Maybe I'm saying maybe than a lot of people think they'll be.
Hey, just real quick, the lack of the Cardinals picking up the 5th-year option for Isaiah Simmons. Are we doing a little deja vu all over again with very similar to Hassan Reddick's scenario?
Well, I think that one was a little different. Well, in some ways, it's the same. In some ways, it's different. It's different. Figuring out where Isaiah Simmons is going to play. Hopefully, this group will do that and be able to get the most out of him. He's played pretty good football, and I really think that you look at there were only 12 guys from that 2020 draft. 12 players from the entire league that got that 5th-year option. And I think, coming in the pandemic year and then even 2021 still had a bit of the pandemic to it in terms of off-season work and all those things that can help guys. I think that affected a lot of players. But, you know, he's playing for obviously to play as best as he can. He's playing for his job. He's playing for a contract next year. And so, you know, that can be a good thing. And it certainly didn't make sense to pay him $12.7 million guaranteed for next year, which is what the fifth-year option will be. So I think the whole thing on this defense, guys, no one really knows what this is going to look like. Is it a 4-3? Is it a 3-4? Is it a hybrid? You know, Ojulari they drafted. Is he going to be down at the end, or is he going to be a linebacker? They've got all these other, you know, guys like Jai Sanders and all those guys that are more 3-4 edge rushers than 4-3. So how they deploy all these guys, including Simmons, I think is going to be fascinating to see and watch when we get to mini camp and then, of course, training camp. And, you know, let me say one thing, too. Yeah, I know we got to go, but this whole thing with Jonathan Gannon and the Eagles supposedly furious, how come the Eagles didn't say they were furious that Shane Steichen, their offensive coordinator, you know, was interviewing all over the place, you know, with the Colts? And the bottom line is, if the Cardinals had interviewed Gannon earlier, they would have been allowed to interview him after the NFC Championship game. So granted, they shouldn't have done what they did, but it's not like it's unusual that there's conversations with these guys. And earlier, you've got all kinds of guys on playoff teams that are doing interviews before playoff games. But everyone's making this huge deal out of, Gannon, he might not have been prepared for the Super Bowl and all this because all of a sudden he was going to be a candidate for this job. I mean, I think a lot of it is silly, and, you know, it's over and done with. Hopefully, you know, they move on from that. But there's a lot of coaches who have done a lot more while teams are in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl than what happened with the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon.
Howard, what are you working on at Go PHNX?
Well, you know, putting together a bunch of stuff from the other day, still some draft follow. The big thing I'm working on, guys, is that next week you'll be talking to me as I make my annual pilgrimage to Birmingham to put together Lindy's Pro Football Magazine, which is, I always call last week and next week as my 2 hell weeks, you know, of the year. So I've hardly had time to breathe to do much of anything else, but I'll try to pump out some content in these next 10 days. But next week's going to be crazy as this magazine, believe it or not, goes to the printer a week from Sunday.
Wow.
And boy, oh boy, there's just a tremendous amount of information to turn around. But that I have to admit, that's the one thing that's front and center in my mind right now.
Well, hurry up, because I need it for my fantasy draft. So let's go. Let's go, Howard. Let's go.
No pressure.
Howard, as always, buddy, thank you, man. Don't work so hard. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Follow on Twitter, hbalzer721, and go PHNX. Coming up, the Pac-12 had their conference meetings here in Scottsdale, and we have an update on the media rights deal. That's next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
With inflation compensation, you can win $1,000. Listen at the top of the hour weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the keyword to enter at foxsports910.com. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is an accident US 60 eastbound near Country Club. It has the on-ramp partially blocked. Also an accident in Scottsdale, Pima Road at Thompson Peak Parkway. We've got an accident. Use Scottsdale Road or Pinnacle Peak as your alternates. Also Rural Road at University, we have a crash. That's traffic.
This report is sponsored by See Me AZ.
Don't be a moving target. When walking or biking at night, follow all traffic laws. Wear light-colored or reflective clothing and carry a light. Drivers who see you can avoid you. Get more safety tips at SeeMeAZ.com. That's SeeMeAZ.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them.
It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Nothing beats driving cross-country in our RV.
This is so much fun, Dad. I don't even need to look at my phone.
It's not the destination, it's the journey. Jinx!
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure that RV is always ready to hit the road. Who knows, your teenager might actually put down her phone for 5 minutes. It could happen. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Runners on the move. Walker pulls it down the line, and that ball is gone. A home run for
You guys are hot.
and it's 3-1 Diamondbacks. He homered here last night. He got another one here today.
How about that? He's having a good year.
Starting to heat up.
A little bit.
Starting to heat up. Took a couple dingers yesterday. Even had a walk RBI. Bases loaded, walk, got the RBI. Hitting about 225 now, deuce and a quarter. Getting above the Mendoza line. But remember last year, about midway through the year, started to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Started hitting some long home runs.
You know, we've been talking quite a bit over the last few months about the Pac-12 and if they're going to land a new media rights deal. And there's been some conference meetings going on the last few days here in the Valley. I had a chance to talk to one of my classmates who's an AD in the Pac-12 at a particular school, and he said, it's going to happen. There's no rush. It will happen. We're not sure who, but because I asked him last night. I said, "What's the latest?" He goes, "We're working on it. It's going to happen. There's no rush. I think we are in a rush. We need to know, but we really don't."
Yeah.
So anyway, Dennis Dodd from CBS Sports is reporting that ESPN will, at this point, just keep the Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC as their featured conferences to carry their football games. Now, ESPN could go the secondary route and have the late night games, which they've had in the past.
Right.
But right now, no ESPN for the Pac-12. Not shocked, are we?
No, not at all. We've been talking about that the entire time.
3 minutes.
You lose LA, you lose UCLA and USC.
Huge market.
What do you got left?
Yeah.
You really don't have much.
No.
I was talking to some folks. I'm like, Arizona State, get in the Big 12.
Absolutely.
Go.
Make your move.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to talk to a couple ADs yesterday from those two particular schools and just give my 2 cents, not that they care. But, it's funny. So Jax is
looking for my car. You know, I have it was a white Tesla.
Yeah.
And it's now a gray Tesla. It's wrapped.
Did you mess him up?
So he's walking around because there's lots of white, Performance Y, and so he just went to maybe the alarm went off because I'm like that. That's not mine. Mine's not white. I got it wrapped like 3 months ago.
Did you do a little rookie haze there, right there?
No,
Rookie hazing.
He knows it's wrapped.
Yeah, it's got the wrap on it. He's going to go out there and go, where the hell is it? Here he comes.
Because he knows it's not white anymore. It's wrapped. It's a
2 minutes.
It's a wrapped Tesla. It's not a white Tesla. So he's trying to get in at someone else's car. Yes, you, Jax.
Yeah. Jax, did you have a
car's not white?
There was like 8 Teslas out there.
I showed you it's the gray one.
And you said shade. I went to the shade. There was
shade is over there. There's one tree out there.
Didn't see a Tesla.
Oh my God!
You don't need to park.
Were you guys watching me?
I think we.
No, I saw you trying to get in that car over there. I'm like, what's Jax trying to steal somebody's Tesla?
We're gonna bail him out of jail.
I thought he was doing a little rookie hazing on you there, Jax, for a second there. He goes, no, it's wrapped. But I mean, you're a mind reader. How are you supposed to know that? That type of thing. So it's okay, Jax. It goes to the territory. You'll do it.
All good.
Here, stay 41. If we get your call question of the day as we finish up out here at the Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. How confident are you the Suns will win Game 3 on Friday night? Are you very confident, somewhat confident, not confident at all? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote. Currently, not confident at all, 72.7%. Very confident, which I voted.
Nope.
18.2%. Or somewhat confident.
Yep.
9.1%.
Yeah, well.
So you're saying they got a chance, Jimmy.
That's all I'm saying. They have a chance. They're home. They have a chance.
Well, if Durant and Booker each score 45, they got a good chance.
80 combined if I do the K-State math.
45 and 45 is actually
90.
90. Yeah, that's definitely the K-State math.
30 seconds.
That explains a lot.
Way to go. One day I missed,
Happy hour's going on right now here at Twin Peaks. All 5 Twin Peaks from 3 to 6 and then from 10 to close. Reverse happy hour at Twin Peaks. But this is the new one. Deer Valley, the 17 and the 51, or really 30.
10 seconds.
And the 101. So check it out. Great place to watch tomorrow night's Suns game. We'll be at Right Toyota tomorrow. We'll see you then.